afternoon, YouTube. It's me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is the second week of the month. The second week. I mean, I'm telling you, time is flying. And you know, this is Mother's Day month. Might as well say Mother's Day is, I think it's next week. Most definitely it's next week, and this coming Sunday. It's said again, it's been a long time since my mother, I don't really celebrate like that. I will, say respect to my big sisters, Betty and Jean, they're our mothers, and to me, growing up, there was kind of like, both of them were always considered at one point were my mothers, especially my sister Betty, because she was the oldest. And because I was so young at the time when I was born, people thought she was my mother, but my mother, but that's how they sometimes. So anyway, folks, flying solo today. It's been a while since I've been solo. My partner, he told me he has, out his with a job. Kids is busy, and I know he misses it. But this is something I like to talk about here. As you know, the Masters, Olympia is coming up in about a few months, and it's the return of it. Because back in the day they had it, but they didn't have only really had men's bodybuilding, if I remember. But now with so many growing, much older competitors coming to the sport. It's growing. We did a review of who's competing at the show this year, and we're gonna do a review of as we focus on women's bodybuilding. We're also going to focus also some women in the physique division. Now, I'm gonna put a link here if anybody's interested in jumping in, because I know some of you guys are jumping in. I see one guy, he's sitting in the cheap seats waiting, and that's my man KL the Wanderer. He says, I could come in the chat. Just let me know. Well, brother, I'm gonna drop the link for you, and all you gotta do is click it and come on in. We can have a nice conversation. He was here earlier with an interview with the lovely Sophie Gregory, and she's an amazing young lady. I hope all the best for her in the future. She has a nice body, doesn't she, KL? I had a lot of guys in there compared to when we get some new girls in here, guys are like to say, "Yeah, Joey got a new girl. She fine as a motherfucker. They want to jump on her." But as you know, the list for the physique division, I think it's like about at least not as many as women's bodybuilding. I'm surprised. You usually, but this is a Alina Popa show. Jake Wood sponsored Wing Strength show. There are more committed to women's bodybuilding than there are to physique, but still, as you know, physique is a division that's really been feeding the women's bodybuilding division for the last few years. As you know, it's a division that was supposed to be separate from women's bodybuilding, but still, they share so many aspects. It's just, it can't be denied with the difference between men's and women's bodybuilding. So anyway, I'm going to put up the list for the ladies who compete in physique, and I might even, if we have the time, like I said, not much else to do, we might even talk about a little bit about figure too, because I see figure has some strong aspects of women's bodybuilding. It's a much longer list than women's physique, but I will probably just pick the women who I recognize more in the division, because there's a lot of names here. Some are familiar, some not as familiar. Like I said, I don't follow figure as much, but I am, like I said, being a content maker, I do have to put it in my window. I am. So here is the list for women's physique for the 2020 Masters 2023 Masters Olympia. So I'm gonna pull it up here and you go see the list. Some of these names are kind of going to be a little difficult for me to say because they're very foreign, and some are more recognizable. Now, we got a man here just popped in, KL the Wanderer.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, what's up with you?
All right. I like that interview you did.
I appreciate it. I like your questions.
Yeah. Bad boy. Oh man.
Yeah, she's cute. She's a cute little piece of fluff, but they say over there in Great Britain, and I think she has good.
Go ahead.
No, what you about to say?
No, I said I know you're gonna have some more hot guests. So
well, I'm gonna have guests. Depending on how they look, all women are beautiful. Some guys like particular type of girls, some guys like not. But like I said, I love to invite anybody who has a story they want to share. That's my channel's not just about, hey, who's the prettiest girl? Like, hey, Saturday, where was you Saturday? I had this really hot bikini chick. She lives right here in my backyard, North Carolina.
What was I doing Saturday? What was I doing Saturday? I think my mother wanted me to. Oh, I was working. That's why. I was working.
Okay, yeah, you missed. She was a hot piece of chocolate. I mean, damn, she's right here in my backyard.
Yeah, I see some of that. Yeah,
yeah, she's right here in my backyard. Right, she's up in Fayetteville. She works in She works on
Yeah.
Bragg. She's Air Force. That means she works on Pope Air Force Base. Right here in my
Yeah.
back.
It's cute.
She's married.
Huh?
She's married.
Oh, okay.
She has a wife.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a both all ladies who I interview are lovely ladies, and and there yes, some women are a little bit more highly attractive than others. But as I said, my channel is an opportunity for anybody who has a story they want to share, and that's what I'm about. I know a lot of guys like when I had Sherry on about a couple of weeks ago. My God, I couldn't answer all the questions because everything is because guys are just in there like yeah, they get excited like I said
Yeah,
again.
that was a party, bro. That Sherry Priyami, that was a party.
Well, today, as you know, if you follow my channel and follow my other social media platforms, today is Sherry's birthday. And you can believe
Yeah, yeah, I know. I seen it. I seen it. I seen it.
yeah, she's 48 years old. Damn,
48.
48.
Oh, she like a year older than me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's my age, but actually, I'm only a few months older than her because I'll be 49 this coming November. But yeah, she
Oh,
is, like I say, she's a lovely lady. Her boyfriend Chris is a cool dude. I mean, I hope to get him out too because he's competing this year also. Maybe
okay.
also he'll turn pro also. It's quite a bit. There's quite a few couples out there. Now, back to the subject of the live stream is we have the list for women's physique for the 2023 Masters Olympia, and it's a good bit of names. I mean, some ladies I recognize. I mean, particularly some women who are standouts. Some women who have made the Olympia, the main Olympia before, and one lady I know I interviewed before who's on this list. I'm happy for her. I mean, congratulations to her. I mean, this was a show where which you had to get invited to,
Uh,
and I think there's a lady out here that you also interview, I believe. So we'll get to the list here. Now, first is one Miss Alida Opera, if got a name right. And I believe she's from, I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if she's from Great Britain or something. I've seen her here a few times on the list for some shows, but she's on the top of the list. So excuse me, I'm gonna try to pull up her social media real quick, and we'll talk about her. I mean, what information I know for? I think I've seen her before competing. Let's see. Yeah, I think she's from somewhere. I believe it's like I'm trying to remember one of those countries. I just can't put the name on it. I see the flag. It's something I think Eastern Europe. Maybe I think she's Hungarian. I believe. I think she's Hungarian. And I'm gonna pull up some pictures here of her. And let me go here and put them in the IG.
mm-hmm.
Be aware it's around. And I think she's competed a few shows, mostly like Europa Championships. She's been a multiple-time European champion. I think she only been pro for a while, for a bit. She's from Romania, so that's right in her own backyard. So
Yeah.
she don't have to go too far. That's a good thing. You're right there in your own backyard. She has a good physique. She's been a Miss Universe. Also for the in NABBA. She qualified as a pro back in 2019. She has a nice physique. I mean, really sturdy. I mean,
It look nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think what is about these Eastern European women? They bring a level of muscle just at you just be at awe at.
Yeah.
She might even have potential for bodybuilding. We never know.
The places that they in, some of the places that they in, like the people may not like approve of it too much. Couple of
Because so, we both did interviews with women like like Ivana. She's
yeah,
from the Czech Republic, and we interviewed her birth, and she's talked about that before. And I know
yeah,
some other women talk about it, but it's because now that because back then in certain areas was very very communist control, and they thought that bodybuilding and building your body like that was very subversive. But in
right,
the last few years, we see a lot of number of women from Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, Russia coming into the sport more, and it's really growing division. And also, I think she's mildly attractive. I mean, here right here in this nice little yellow dress, she got a nice physique. When I do an interview, I don't know if she speaks English or not. That's a big thing about it.
yeah,
Yeah, sometimes have to get a translator, and translation does take some aspects out of it, especially when you want to entertain a lovely lady like this. But she looks, in good condition. You know how she's gonna place? It's up in the air, depending on all the other people who's competing in this show. So we say we wish her best of luck to her.
Yeah.
So who
And
would
how
you?
what
Hmm?
place she's in? Like, oh, she and competing like
She's physique, and she's
physique.
yeah, and she's supposed to be competing at the Muscle Fest show.
Oh, okay.
And I think we also got another lady here who I'm not too familiar with. I think she's also from from the somewhere from these. I think I've seen her before here and there some shows. I'm trying to remember her. I want to get her name right, and she's also here on the list. I'm pull up the list again, and you see it. And her name is I think is I think let me get the name right here. Let me because I might have problems saying these names right. Her name is Braguette R6. I think she's from Hungary or she's from. I remember her name before, but I
Mm.
just I've seen her on some lists here and there, and she's competed for a good bit. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much. Like I said, a lot of these ladies, many of them on this list are some ladies I recognize
Mm-hmm.
from here and there. Others I, just like I said, doing content. I always try to find out about much of some of these ladies. Many of them are not too much on social media. You know, even though I believe she's from Austria. I believe she's Austrian. I believe if I got correct.
Mm.
We'll pull up her social media description in a bit. Let's see. Here we go. I mean, give me a
Mm.
second. See some pictures here. Let me see. And let's see. We should have her. You see in a bit. It's a Birgit. Birgit, I believe. She is Women's Physique. She's a coach, team coach that's talking about. Um, Other than I don't know where she's from exactly. I'm trying to see here. We're looking at her pictures. I think it is from Austria, I believe. I think she's been pro for about a couple of years. She earned a pro card back in Spain. I think she earned a pro card back to the Europa show. That's
Mm-hmm.
might have been about a few years. From the spelling, from the spelling in the words, it looks like it might be German, but I think she's Austrian or German. She's one of the two. But she looks good, got good muscles, the conditioning. You can see from this picture here. I can't see the date where she earned a pro card at Europa, Spain, but I know that was the show she earned it because it's Spain. No, it's doing the Olympia Amateurs in Spain. No, no, okay, that's where she earned a pro card. Much information I know about her. She competed shows like right here. This is where she competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest. That was I think the 2020. Yeah, I think it was the 2021 Romanian Muscle Fest. But also I think she competed in the last year's Romanian Muscle Fest. Good muscle conditioning. I think good aesthetics. I mean, you know, a lot of these, like I said, this is what a lot of these European women coming in. Just they always bring amazing level of muscle.
Yeah.
She has a few tattoos, particularly one in the back that does kind of somewhat. It kind of can hurt you in what how do you get judged. I think this is a video right here, and I think this is one from the Europa show. She did that also, I believe, last year. And she has a nice lines to her. Good definition. See, this is she don't want the women to have too much muscle, but just enough,
Yeah.
especially in division. As there's been always talk about how division is changing, and and it's evolved over the years. I mean, but I think she has good conditioning. I don't know why the picture's not coming up here on the StreamYard. It should, but sometimes StreamYard is like can be behind every now and then. But I'm not gonna worry about it. But we see the pictures we have here now. We got here a man here, balls
Balls
deep.
deep.
Yeah, as usual. Yeah, she swole as AF. She swole and sexy as AF. Yeah, I know
Yo,
balls
balls
deep.
deep, man. Like, come in the chat, man.
Yeah, come in the chat. He tried to come the last time, but something happened. He might be at work today. I don't know. But if you want to come in balls deep, join us and have this conversation. We can talk a little dirty, talk a little man stuff. Have a little fun. But she looks like I said, pretty good. Like I said, she did Europa show a while back. You know, good muscle detail, good presentation.
Mm,
I think she has good aesthetics. You know,
yeah.
there's always a debate of how they want these ladies to look. Because physique and bodybuilding, the lines are getting so thin where you can't tell the difference. I mean, there's, like if you follow me, I just put a thing on my channel where uh, Emily Schubert, who
Yeah.
competed in women's physique, which the pro to which Olympia back in 2021. She's saying she's going to compete in seeking women's physique, but way this girl's developing, she doesn't belong in physique anymore. I
Yeah.
understand some people. Hmm?
She's big. Like
Mm,
just looking at her, like she. I mean, she doesn't look that big, but she's very muscular. I
mm.
don't know. Like, you know,
She,
her
well,
quads is huge. Like,
yeah. Well, like I said, she is put us aside, but then once you start slimming down, your body will change. But
yeah,
if she still has has a lot of muscle density, even when she slims down, she might need to go up. But
yeah,
with Brigitte, she looks pretty decent right here. She's posing here at the Europa show. Good amount of muscle detail. I mean, it's just aesthetics wise, things are changing. And I think that's such part sticking in physique. You can't, like I said, you can't keep that same level of muscle in physique if you're putting on the size, especially if you look like you're more potentially more of a bodybuilder.
yeah,
But as I said again, the lines are getting thin between the two divisions,
yeah. Sometimes I
and
can't. It's kind of like if somebody don't know too much about bodybuilding, they wouldn't know. I don't think they would know the difference too much. Like, cause these women are big, man. Like,
mhm. Well, as you know, the weekend one lady just won a show that was Pamela Canfield. I reached out to her about the interview. I hope I get back to her. She hopes she gets back to me because she was traveling from Texas to from Minnesota, so not Minnesota, Missouri, where they had the St. Louis Pro, and to Texas. And I hope she gets back to me. And she has a great look to her about it, very feminine, very aesthetic. That's what they want to see in women's physique. They don't want to see the women with too much muscle density because it does affect how you place in your judging. It's
mm,
just up to where some of these ladies want to get to. Now, next lady on this list for the Olympia is a lady who's been competing for quite some time. She was in bodybuilding, and she switched over to physique later in her career, but she hadn't competed in a good while. I think you did an interview with her. That is Miss Candice Carr.
Candace Carr, you?
Yeah, I think you did an interview with her, or was it? I know you did an interview with one lady. I think it was. I'm trying
I
to
think
remember.
the Marie Geki
Uh-huh.
that
No, this is a
Candace.
different lady. Well, her social media is private, so like I said, I won't pull it up because we don't have no pictures that can work on it. Yeah, no, I don't think it won't be private, but like this, people want to know about you, want to follow you, and like that, But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not going to pull it up. So I'm just going to move on from her and just move on to the next person. The next person here on the list, she earned her Olympic qualification a few years ago, but about a couple years ago in 2020. But then because of things going on, she lives in Brazil, and things going on, she could not make the Olympia. And she's impressive. She's been competing for quite some time in physique. This is one Miss Carolina Alvarez dos Santos, and she great look to. I done some videos about her. I even did one where she was trying to get help, some donations for her get to the United States and compete for the Olympia. I remember she was. There's also, if you follow her and just you know um just follow her, you can find out there's a video of her where she's in Brazil, where
Mm,
she's in her posing suit, asking for no donations. I don't know
mm,
if she got enough of them or not, but but I'm trying to see if I can pull up her social media real quick. But she has a great look to her. I mean, she is a very popular, competitor. She's competing in quite a few shows.
mm,
She, I remember she earned her qualification. I think at the was it the Europa or Portugal Pro? I forgot which one it was. Um, you know, if I could pull it up, let me see. Yeah. Well, give me a minute. We talked about her, but she, has a great physique. She's, I would say top level competitor. I've done videos about her. I remember when I was talking to her on my OIG where I
mm,
asked her, well, what if you need a donation, how you want to send it to you? So, well, she said, well, you can, wire it to her or something like that. But as I remember a friend of mine. She was in Brazil and she was staying there because she was working with an MMA fighter, helping him train. And then she You know, things happen. You know, she was like, you know, in a bad spot, and I said, you know what, I got your GoFundMe, and you know, I got no, I said not GoFundMe, I got her the GoFundMe. What is that? Her PayPal. I said like $20, and $20 over there can go a long way. You know,
Mm,
compared to anything south of the border comes to American money, it goes up high because you know the peso is like 1 peso is not even equal to a dollar, and
right.
$1 is more than a peso. You know, and you know, I remember I did an interview with
Gabby.
Sophie. You know, Sophie, yeah, Gabby. I remember when it's a birthday coming up in a week or so.
Uh,
I remember I said $40, and you know we calculated that $40 went up to about $700.
is she competing or
I don't
this?
know because we used to be in contact every now and then. I sent her something, but I know we said she moved here to the states, and you know I do follow her on social media, but she might be competing, but I don't know if she is um what she's gonna do because like I said, we used to keep in good contact every now and
Was she
again. But
physique at the time or bodybuilding?
well, she was originally she started out as a bodybuilder,
Okay.
and then she later on switched over uh to to physique, and then it was year before last she switched back to bodybuilding because
Mm,
she competed at the 2021 Norfolk show and also Chicago Pro that year. And
okay.
she competed last year. I think she just did the Tampa show, and I think she did another show. Well, you know, I should have. You know, here you go. I got her IG. I'm gonna put it up and post it in a second, and you can look at some of the pics. And I think she has a great physique, great body. You know, very attractive woman. You know, she might do pretty well. You know, it's about like I said. One thing is placing is could be tough. You know, especially how judges going it keep changing up every so year. You know, one thing you might see one girl placing a little better than the other, and then another one placing this or that. You know, it's just like I say, it is a lot of as I said, base terminology is a lot of bullshit going around. And
Mm,
but we'll pull up her IG right here. You know, and there she is. She goes by Caroline Alvarez Pro.
mm.
Sometimes they put the full name because some of these ladies will have 5, 15, 20 names. So you want to
Yeah.
make sure you get the right name.
Right.
So Carol Alvarez, she goes by. She has good conditioning. I think you know great look to her, good amount of muscle. I mean, she's very attractive. That's the bonus also.
Yeah.
If you group from femininity, that's the thing about the division. She's competed at the. I think she earned her. I believe she earned her Olympic qualification at the Portugal. She competed at Europea, and I think she competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest at least twice. She
She
just
from Argentina or
no Brazil.
Brazil? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brazil. I mean, there's a lot of great female bodies coming to Brazil now. There's that one lady. I forgot to say her name. She was physique and she switched over to women's bodybuilding last year, and she took. I think she was the top three at the Romanian Muscle Fest. You
Yeah.
know, here she is right here besides with Duka Luka, who's also from Romania, who got her qualification at this show. And I think she was over 40. I can't believe she's 40. But what the guidelines was, my man Jen said the guideline was 45. I thought it was 40 plus, but someone told me that it is 40 plus. That it's no longer, it wasn't because they wasn't getting enough competitors for some of the divisions. So
Mm,
they dropped the age limit from 45, because I think it was 45 was for physique, men's open. I think it was men's open, men's bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, and I think another one. But they think they dropped it all to all 40 plus because the one lady who was competing in the show, Rashada Boswell, I know she's not 45. I think she's
mm,
40, maybe 41. That's why she was able to get in this year. But both ladies are very impressive. There's a good
mhm.
chance we might, see her how she's placing. I don't know, but she has good muscle definition, good conditioning. She's like I said, she could be like I said, one of the top qualified because this show is also Olympic qualification. Even though it's Olympia, it's a qualification for the main show too.
Yeah.
But I think Caroline, I think she can do well.
Right.
Yeah. So what you think?
Nah, I mean, she look good.
Yeah, she was good. Oh, we got somebody just popped in here. This is my man Roy. He says, he says, hey George, hey there, Roy. It says, and he's also saying, how you doing today? I'm doing fine, brother. How about you? I appreciate you for your concern and your well being. Thank you for coming through. Like I said, I appreciate all my followers, my subscribers. And we say we're gonna go back to the list again. I'll see who else is on this list. Pull it up real quick. Yeah, let's see. We have next is Heather Grace, and that lady is a legend. She has been competing
Great.
in body. Hmm?
Heather Grace.
Yes, she is a legend. She's been competing in as a pro for nearly 10 years. Back in 2021, she switched over to bodybuilding for about a minute,
Mm,
but she switched back to physique last year. She competed at Tampa Bay Pro. And I know a dear friend of mine knew her. He used to date her back in the day.
okay.
She's like I said, she's one of these she's been a multiple time Olympic competitor in the past. She's been I think at least I think see 6 times since she turned pro. She's been to Olympia. She hadn't been the last couple of years, as you know, things are changing.
Right.
Everybody's going with who's the most popular competitor now, and whoever's on the top of the game. But Heather's been impressive. We got to pull up a picture right here, and I know some of you guys who follow social media recognize Heather Grace. I did a couple of videos about her before in the past. Like I said, 6-time Olympic competitor. She has the medals. I
No,
think she
I
made
never
top.
heard.
Yeah, my mentor and dear friend is 50. And I think, wow, she's old enough. I think, she's about in that age range now.
She's
Because
physique. Okay.
yeah, I think she also did figure for a good minute. And, and I think this is a new one that she's posted. Is she 50 today? Boy, this is, let me see. Let me look at the date on this. Usually, I don't think she's on IG as much, but, usually tell you what day this was posted. But like I said, congratulations. This is a old video from February, working on her back, and she has good conditioning. You
Yeah.
know, good muscle development. Like I said, she did switch over to bodybuilding for half a minute. She was, I think, she was the top 5 at the Puerto Rico Pro. That was the show. That was the year that Nadia Carpacero won the. That was this year. There was only like 3 competitors. 3 days jumping on from physique. That was Stacey Nunez, who I interviewed about a couple years ago. Also, Margita Zamalova and Heather. Heather was having problems. She was doing a lot of the physique poses, but she looked pretty impressive. But she went back to bodybuilding after she did Chicago Pro in bodybuilding. She went back to physique after she did the Chicago Pro in bodybuilding, and I think it probably was a good move for her. She's just, she has good muscle definition, but she doesn't really have the size for women's bodybuilding, and I think that's why she
Okay.
went back to physique. This is the 13th. I think it was last year.
Oh, she did. She tried to do women's bodybuilding.
Well, she did it. She competed a couple of shows, but she went back to
Oh,
physique.
she wasn't good, and she didn't do good at.
Well, sometimes it's about if you don't have that certain aesthetics, especially level of muscle to
Yeah.
compete, then eventually, yeah, you feel like you feel more comfortable in the division that works with you, you go back. She gets some flowers. This is probably an old, I don't think she posts too much on social media because she's a coach and a trainer,
Okay.
but she has put us aside. Her look has changed over the years. My man told me that she looks to be a little bit more feminine, but she's getting older, and then the stuff you take sometimes can affect how your look's going to be. That's when we remember how Sophie said that she didn't want to take certain things because she knows
Right.
that it would kind of change her aspects of her femininity. But I understand
Yeah.
that. Here's this from my man, Roy. Is AJ female bodybuilding channel? Yeah, he is. He's a huge guy. Yes, makes Ivy Pros look small. Well, most yeah, because he told me he's half Jamaican, half Dutch. He's kind of like I call him so you're Trevor Noah.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
because
He's just half Jamaican. I wouldn't know that.
yeah, he told me that because remember a while back he called me because he was interested, work with me with some stuff like that's how I was able to get me and David and me and David was part of his little that little conference thing about last month when we come up with the Vancouver poll. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, he told me that because he called me directly and we talked. Cool guy. Yeah, he talked shit about me, but I don't care. I don't care. Let
Yeah.
him hate.
He
Let
said,
him hate.
"Why
Let him
they
hate.
call you the emperor? Why do who called you the emperor?"
Me. That's my right to call myself that. It's my title because, like, I had a friend. He told me, he said, "George, call yourself the king." I said, "You know, I was gonna think of calling myself the king, but then I said, you know what? Everybody's calling themselves king." And I said, you know what? What's more regal than a king is the emperor.
The
And and,
emperor.
and you know, here's the story of it. You remember, if you follow history, I know you don't follow history that well. Napoleon, after they pretty much executed most of the royal family, Louis XVI and his wife and his kids, Napoleon, instead of calling himself King, Napoleon, he called himself Emperor Napoleon. So
No.
it's a
I
little
never
bit more.
read like too much of Napoleon like that, so I wouldn't know.
He was one for a man. He was actually 5'4". He had nicknamed the Little Purple, but
Yeah, I know
he
he was
worked his way.
short.
Yeah, he worked his way up to the ranks and became a general. And next, boom, when after they upheaved the royal family, he took over, and he was a beloved emperor. But then eventually, after the Waterloo, he lost a lot of momentum, and then he just died, and he was exiled later on. But it still
Mhm.
was people still supported him even after they exiled him. But he was one of the top great generals of history. You put him up there with someone like Custard or USS Grant or or George Washington. But like I said, all those guys sometimes some great people have some falters. So the next person on the list is a lady who I follow on social media, and I think she's an amazing lady. She could be a bodybuilder, but I think physique is where she sticks at, and that is Evie Rain. I call her Ivy Rain, but I remember she did an interview with David at Female Bodybuilding Forum,
Yeah,
and he went by the name Evie because when she's Brazilian also, and Brazilians they some words and languages are different from much. I could be an H, A could be this or that, so when you pronounce it, the pronounce it different. So Ivy Rain, she has been a top five competitor the last couple of years at the Olympia. And back in 2021, she fell off. She took seventh, and then she bounced back and got back in top five. I've often talked about that Ivy that she could be bodybuilding, but I think she's more comfortable in physique. But one thing she does have, she's a big, wide back, and
yeah,
also, Evie is a mother. She has two kids, a daughter and a son. And and today since it's Mother's Day, I might do a video about her later. I put where I do compare with somebody else because I've done more before on Mother's Day or other videos outside that. But Evie is possibly she could win the show just based on because the qualifications no longer top five for women's physique or women's bodybuilding, and it's top three. She has a great look to her, good amount of muscle detail. I mean, she has a beautiful smile. I think good, and especially for a woman in her mid 40s. I think she's reached about 46, close to 47. You wouldn't think of it if you look at her.
hmm
Yeah, like I said, some of these ladies are not a lot older than you think they are.
yeah,
But like I said, she has been, she has a great back. She has probably one of the best backs in physique. There's a video of her somewhere because I posted before where she's walking. It's somewhere on here where she's walking in the gym carrying her bottle
yeah.
of
I
water
see
like this.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she be having that's like like over 1,000 views and stuff, likes or something like that on Instagram.
yeah, because it's just the guys like a nice back. Here
Yeah,
she is working out with her coach here. She has a great body, great physique. Like I said, very feminine looks. This
yeah,
this looks like this is the number one contender for the master show. So if she wins this show, she qualifies for Olympia. But knowing Evie, she don't want put too many of her eggs in one basket. She's probably going to do another show just to make sure that if she doesn't make the Olympia at this show, she can try to make an Olympia the other way. She just anyway with Zeke they have a lot more shows, so he doesn't worry about losing qualification. I know she was a couple of times she took second to Natalia at a few shows, but she always comes first. And this is right here. This is like she has, like I said, she has a great physique. Again, and she does have big wide shoulders. Look at the lats.
hmm
Great development. She's just, I think, a bit small in the legs, but she could have good potential for bodybuilding. But like I said, a lot of women don't want to go up there because they feel like they want to lose their femininity. And she has been a top five competitor. Look for the back. Look at the back.
yeah.
Impressive. Look at the quads, especially a woman in her mid 40s, who had kids,
You think she would have to like work on her legs, like let's say if she did the bodybuilding?
Yeah, she has to put more size in the quads. She would most
Yeah,
definitely. She has a good upper body, potential for bodybuilding. But one thing with bodybuilding, I think some women do need, especially from women coming from physique, they do need a bit more size. But from the back, her back
yeah.
is just wow.
It's big.
It's phenomenal. I mean, but like I said again, she's also aesthetically pleasing. That's a good thing. That helps you that you have a very feminine look to you. A good amount of muscle. And
And
I
she's
said,
fun. I mean,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the way
yeah,
she is.
yeah. And I think she's probably I believe this. I truly believe she's a top contender to win this show.
Yeah,
But you never know. There's a long list of other ladies that possibly could maybe take the show. It's all depending. It's also you got to come from all the way from another country. It's all depending how well she looks. So
right.
here my man Roy saying you, David, and female Banchan doing a great job. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that. We appreciate when people support because we do. We are about giving these ladies out here opportunity to share their stories. Because as you know, if you look at social media, not enough attention that comes to women in sport of bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Most of
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That,
most of
that, now go ahead. I'm go ahead. That's your stuff. This is
what? What's your problem? What's your problem? What's
no.
your
I
problem?
mean, yeah. I mean, it sound good. It sound good. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You got something to say. You say
No,
it.
I just feel like sometimes it could be a bit contradicting. Like it's just I don't think it got it, everything is for a reason. Like it's not just you know what I'm saying. I just kind of like see how it's a lot of things like it's not always easy like reaching out to these women or they either busy or they picky about certain people they want to do. So I mean, it's it's I just feel like it's a reason for that. I hear like these women like Sherry Priyami, they be like, "Oh, we need to be more exposed, the exposure and all that stuff." But I, it's not very easy for like the average guy that wants to reach out to these women. Generally, they could give maybe some of them will give you a chance, but not but it's a lot that kind of like they in their own world. So I guess that's why it's some of the reasons why it is what it is.
Well, like I said, let's say aspects of some things have to deal with being harassed or being annoyed. Sometimes they just gotta be careful, and some people are not always the best people to reach out to. Like I said, I've reached out to some women. They have say, yeah, I want to do it, but then they change their mind. So I say, you know what? I move on. I don't focus too much on it. I focus on what I
Yeah.
want to do. That's why I reach out to some people. Like, okay, sometimes it's best to get people who are on the ground. Like I did an interview with Sophie. I did an interview with Saint. Those are great people to talk to because you know what? They're on the ground coming up. And that's really get them in. Then you say, hey, I know them back when. And you get the opportunity to talk to the ones who are in the next level. That's a great thing. But you have to be patient. You take time. It's not easy. Whatever's worth having, it's never going to be easy having. That's true.
Mm.
My man Roy just dropped this. Appreciate you, Roy, for saying this. I wish I could make a channel like you guys, but English ain't my first language. I speak three languages, so I'm not very fluent like you guys being Americans. Well, like I said, do what you do with your language and within your realm, Roy. Like I said, I told him anything worth having is never easy to get. And if you like I said, you speak three languages. Well, what three languages you speak? Work with those people within your region. Like you said, because I would love to talk to some ladies who I reach out to. I remember some ladies say she don't speak English that well, or just don't speak English at all. And sometimes, if whatever works with you, you can start your channel with that. You can be that guy that talks to people that don't get a chance to talk to, because the fact is, language barriers can be a problem. Like there's some women in Brazil I love to talk to, but they don't speak Brazilian. I'll be lucky every now and then I get a lady like people like Mariana or Gabby or any other lady who speaks another different language than myself, who speaks English. It's a great opportunity to have talk to. Like I said, sometimes conversation, translation, sometimes things can be lost in translation. But like you keep working on it, brother. If you want to do that and you want to be that guy, it can be like, hey, you could be a foreign correspondent. You could be, whatever language you speak, you can talk to those women who speak that language. And that'd be good for you. You can sometimes if you feel like, hey, you need if I reach somebody say, hey, I don't speak that language, to say, hey, my boy Roy does. If I need a translator, you be the first person I call. So let me listen information. Also says there will be no physique for a few years from now. The way it's evolving, it will go away. Well, bodybuilding might be going away, way bigger, less shows. But I can't believe with you that far. What happens? I feel like this. Physique could be pushed up and be called either they could make it build into women's bodybuilding or become in another division like they had back in the day. Remember back in the day they had in women's bodybuilding had the lightweight division, the heavyweight division,
Yeah.
and and they could go back to that, but it's too much money for that. That's why they won't do it. They'll keep Physique for a while, and like I said, it's like this every sport is evolving. Everything's changing. You can't keep these women to a little bottle expecting them to go stay in there. Some would do that, but way they train and work out and diet and what they do, it's just their bodies change and evolve, and it's just hard to keep that. So but we will focus on. We're moving on to the next lady on this list, and this is one Miss Jennifer Taylor, and I think she has been in action for a long time. I think I've seen a lot of ladies who I've seen on here who hadn't competed maybe in a good 4 or 5 years, maybe even 10 years or more. And
But Taylor.
yeah, it's just like I said, with the Masters return, you're gonna see a lot of women coming back out of the woodwork, because they get an opportunity to compete. Because it's sometimes they feel like they feel like they can't stand a chance against the much older, more conditioned competitors. So we have this Jennifer Taylor. Her name is Jennifer Saunders Taylor. That's the full name, and she's a
Mm.
much mature lady. I mean, she gotta be, I think, maybe in about the 50s rim. There's a
Mm.
picture right here.
She ain't too bad. That ain't
Yeah,
too bad.
that's bad. I might reach out for an interview, and just share the link and put it on my social media, and check her out. But she looks pretty impressive. I mean, woman for her age coming back and hadn't competed. I think she hadn't competed since we got a picture right here. This is from the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic in 2020. I think that was the last time she competed. As you know, 2020 was the last year for women's physique,
Mm.
and that's been a couple of years now. It's almost been 3 years because it's
No more
2020
women
now.
physique and Arnold.
No, they kicked them out after 2021.
Mm.
This was the last. This was the last time. That was the last time. The last person to win the title was Natalia Cuejo. She won it back in 2020. And remember, the pandemic, because they had the pandemic that time.
Yeah.
They didn't have a crowd and it was limited. And then after 2020, they dropped it and they have it for 2021. And
Mm.
then after 2021, they pushed it out. They pushed it after 2021. Then the next thing they pushed out figure. But
Mm. Yeah, you talk about that a lot with the figure.
That's like I said. When I heard that, I said, "Why?" I mean, it's not like but the thing is, if you start looking at the divisions now, they're starting to meld. Figure and physique are starting getting so close. On top of one another, like how physique and bodybuilding are getting so close.
Mm.
But like I said, she's been in the game for quite some time from looking at social media. I guess she wanted to come back, even though she probably if you still have a passion or drive for this division for this sport, you know you if you still want to compete,
Right.
quite a few ladies come back. They just it takes some time to rest and to to really recover. But like I said, this is what the aesthetic look is was back in the early days. But seem like the women are, like I said, are getting away from that. They're getting a
Yeah.
little more muscle density, more definition, good lines, and that's the reason why I think why Arnold pushes out of the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic because it's getting too much close to women's bodybuilding.
Right.
But she for women her age to maintain a good level of muscle, to she's moving pretty good here. To get
Yeah.
with physique and bodybuilding, you can have the little posing routine. She's doing like a little genie in the bottle thing.
How long it takes for them to do? Well, I don't think you would know, but but how?
Well,
I
no,
mean, how? Like in your interviews on these women, like you ever ask them like how long it takes to get the poses and all that stuff?
well, sometimes I forget about that.
Yeah.
It's anything. It's training. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
But, like this is just simple, basic, regular posing right here. Like just when you're on the stage, when the judges say take the quarter turn, take a quarter turn,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they do quarter turns both in women's physique and women's, but it's all in most of the division. But the women's poses are different, and then they'll ask you which hair pose you're gonna call out. Like, okay, give me a front double.
Mm.
This is for women's physique. You give me a side chest. Give me a rear double, and she's goes a front double. That's
Right.
what judge is gonna call out. And then the next one is gonna be she's trying to see where she positioned herself. And then the next one is gonna be side chest. And the side chest is different from women's bodybuilding. Women's bodybuilding doing like men's.
Yeah.
They're close to the arm, where women's physique is extended. Didn't rear double. All right, you want to see, and she needs to move her hair, because especially on stage, and you don't want to see the hair in the way of the back. And also, there's also the next one is a tricep, then abdominal and thigh, which is which is my favorite pose. But this is what they have to work on. They
Mm.
can really work on from every other day. And I think she also competed this show. I think this is the Tampa Bay show. She was, I think, a figure competitor at one point. And this is, like I said, this Tampa Bay back, I think it was 2014, 2015, I believe. No,
Mm-hmm.
2013 Tampa Bay Pro. And as you really see how divisions are starting to evolve. This is Williams' figure. This is figure back in 2013.
All right.
And if you see it now, it really has changed and evolved. She was a figure competitor, like people like Shanique Grant, also Talia Cuejo, and a couple others.
Mm.
But she's, especially for a woman her age, she looks very impressive. Like I said, I might reach out to her and maybe do an interview with her if she's interested. I might be
Right.
an opportunity for anybody to tell their story. But like I said, the sport is evolving. Nothing ever stays the same.
Mm.
So we're still going to go on this list. We got quite a few names on here. There's some, like I said, there's some ladies I recognize. Some ladies like I said, I follow social media. I hope maybe someday I get an interview with them. But here's next on the list. Let me see. Let me pull it up. I gotta go back. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Next up is Joanne Romano, and she competed in a good part of the like the mid 2000s. She kind of disappeared for a while. And she competed in physique, but I think she also was in you know I believe she was in um figure two,
Where she's
and
from?
I think she's from Italy. I
Well,
believe she's from Italy, if I remember correctly. And she's here in the U.S. Her name Romano. It's Italian, but she's here in the U.S. She's been to Olympia in 2018. She's been on Schwarzenegger Classic. Yeah, she's been out of action for quite some time. I think she's seen since a good part. I think of the mid 2000s. They post a lot of stuff for her. On social media. Here she is. We pull up Joanne Romano. I think I got confused with another lady who's Italian, and she has a huge jug, two sets of jugs, and I think she hasn't been active for quite a long time. She has a great look. I think she has the big blonde hair, the very feminine look. Nice chesticles. I think she's look like she's really from New York, I believe. Nope, nope, she is from Italy. Because I'm looking at the words in different language. It looks like it's Italian or Spanish. So yeah, she is from Italy, but she lives here in the States now. She competed a good time. She's on the list. She's right below the other ladies here. And you know, she had, I think she hadn't competed in a long time. See, this is the 2018 Texas Pro. She took fourth place at this show. So that was 2018. So I think she hadn't competed for at least 5 or 6 years. No, 5 years since 2018. Good muscle density. This is where I would say about 2018, the women started evolved. A lot faster than people thought it was going to be, because the fact is, it was still an aspect of women's bodybuilding. You have a lot of women jumping from physique. I mean, jumping from figure, or women jumping down from bodybuilding to compete. But I think she got to be in her. I would guess her in her, you know, early 50s, if not late 40s. And she's put on some good amount of size and muscle. I think we'll see, like I say, you can see a lot more of these older competitors coming out of the woodwork, because, with the master shows coming up. Well, just me talking to myself. But I think, yeah, she's rich from Italy, but I think she lives in the States now. She has a good amount of muscle, very aesthetic pleasing. She possibly could make, top five of the show, maybe which top three. It's all depending on how all the other ladies come in. But good feminine lines, good look to her, and that's what they want. They want the women in physique to have the more feminine look, still have a good amount of muscle. They want you to, to walk both lines. They want you to be, aesthetically pleasing at the same time, have a good amount of muscle development. But I think she can do pretty good. It's all depending on how she's gonna place. There's a video right here showing that little bicep pose. Pretty good. I hope she does well this show. And she again, she lives in the States now, but I think she's originally from Italy. You know, but right now I'm talking to my partner's not here right now. He stepped out for a minute. No, it's Italy. No, looks like a different flag. May not be Italy. I think she might be Brazilian. Or no, that's not Brazil. What flag is that? It's right there. She won a championship. I mean, she might have earned her. She probably just like I said, it's a lot of But if anybody know who she is and her background, you can share with me. I'll be happy. I can use any kind of help, and I appreciate it. So, that's what they say. What it means, it says. Let's see. Oh, he dropped out. I hope FBC is not there here. Well, that's not a problem. They can be here if they like. I gotta, you know, all right. My man, KL, he has to fall back for now, so I'm back on my own again. So that's not a problem. I'm used to be playing solo, sometimes and now, but I do enjoy when I have company. But hey, balls deep. The link is in the description. Roy, the link's in the description. You want to come in and and just give your thoughts. Hey, I can use. I'm happy to have guests. Sometimes it's good to have somebody here with you. Sometimes it can be daunting just doing things by yourself. So anyway, next on the list is one Miss Larissa Araujo de Lima. And I believe most definitely she's from Brazil because I knew Araujo's, I know I heard some Araujo's before and and Dilemma. So that's a very common Brazilian name. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of content on MMA fighters, and there's some more who what can I say? I got Rios. I got say uh oh wow, Jew. Let me see, get a name right. Try to find a name. Wait. Give me a second. I gotta go back and see how it's spelled right so I can wait. Give me a minute, folks. Stand with me. Because like I said, some of these names I want to get right on the first take. Let's see. Rissa. I think she's done a few shows. And Aroju, let's see. They Nima. Let's see. I should have a picture. Should put up her IG. She's just, like I said, there's a lot of names. I might not have her IG, so let me see his image if I can pull up. Well, like I said, we're just gonna move on from her. But I know that name is Brazilian because the spelling is, I know quite a few of MMA fighters who have that same name. So I'm not gonna, go looking for her because it's gonna be taking me a time. But the next person on the list is, let's see, go back to the list. Is one Miss Lorna Grayson. Grayson. And Lorna is very popular. She mostly competes in a lot of the Lenora. She mostly competes in a lot of the you know you know see, let me see, get the name right. Let me see. Wait a minute. I misspelled it. Yeah. Okay. She mostly competes in a lot of the master shows. Last year she competed at the World Master Championship where she plays pretty well. Let's see. I thought I got it. Let's see. Okay. So it should be right, but Nora Grace, let me see. Let me just put the name of Nora. See, there we go. I think we got it right here. Yeah, and she's very much mature. She works in the medical field. She's won in both women's bodybuilding and women's physique at a few master shows because I think she's mostly won in like 50 to 40 plus sometimes in some divisions. I know one lady was pissed that she was competing because she don't like her. She told me that. But Lenora, she is wait a minute, I think I got the wrong one. You get back here. get back here. Yeah. Yeah. See, I think I got it. Let's see. Give me a sec, folks. I want to get it right and send. Make sure we get the pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Now, Lenora is much mature. She's, like I said, I think she got to be in her early to late 40s. Actually, early 50s, early to mid 50s. And she's done quite a few of the master shows. She has a good muscle definition, good amount. I know she competed last year at the World Masters, Masters World Championship, and also I think she also did the Tampa Bay Pro. I think she did some other shows. She's double dipped sometimes. She has done women's bodybuilding and women's physique, and I think she could be top five. We just got a picture here of her boobs. Here's just she's on the stage. That's right there. Two ladies I've become really acquainted with. That's right here on the far left. That's Wendy Sanchez, and right here, right on her right, that is Lori Conley. I think it's that Lori Conley. Looks like Lori. No, I don't think Lori did that show. She did earn a pro card, but I don't think she did that show. It looks like Lori, but no. But I do see Wendy here, and she was competing in women's bodybuilding. She was double dipping. She was doing women's bodybuilding and women's physique at the Masters World Championship. And her history, she was in the medical field. She had a business, and she trains really hard, especially for a woman in her 50s. And you would think she's in her 50s. Like I said, this lifestyle of bodybuilding sends women a lot younger than you think they are. You probably think she would probably in her maybe her late 40s, early 30s. Maybe early 40s, late 30s. But like I said, it's the lifestyle. And she looks impressive. There's a chance that she might crack the top five at this show. She doesn't have a lot of size, but I think she makes it up with good conditioning. And that's the thing is, if your conditions come and do, size can, no be a factor. But from some of these pictures, she's very impressive. Especially I think she's on the shorter size. I think she's really tiny. And I think I saw a picture with another lady I did an interview with is on this list. And you would think she was, she's not that big a competitor, but she has a great, girl next door look to her, big blonde hair, big blue eyes, good conditioning, especially for her age. I think she probably do. I don't think she has any children because I remember she didn't interview, she never mentioned kids. I know she's married. That's her husband right there. But but she's competed for quite some time, But how she do certain places. This is an old picture of her from back in the day. I think she's right here in the middle because she's the only blonde. Next, say see you next year. I think it was like something from back in the day when she worked. I think she did some modeling and stuff like that. It looked like about my guess the late maybe the 90s. It looked like the 90s. Probably it doesn't say when you say way back, but yeah, maybe you look like the 90s. The picture and the clothing, and back then the Hummer was a big thing. Hummers were very popular. Those were the models before they really worked on them, making more civilian like. That was like the early days of the Hummer. So it got to be a good part of the early 90s. But it's all depending on how condition come in. She's gonna compete with women a lot younger than her. Even so, maybe some women just is maybe even older than her. But she's very impressive for a woman her age, and she's won quite a few shows. So Lenora Grayson. So she's like probably a possible top five contender, maybe top three. Man, Roy saying like this: where do you stay in America? Roy, I stay in North Carolina. We're close to the we're on the Atlantic coast of America. So we are like so that's Eastern. So we're wherever you are at, it's just a time difference. That's the one thing about it. I'm like I said, I'm close to the west. I'm close to the east where I stay in North Carolina. So there's another, say, hi, can I join you on stream? Oh yeah. The link is in the description. Just click it. Make sure you have good Wi-Fi because sometimes some people go on and out. And like I said, I don't mind. I love the opportunity. So all you gotta do is just click the link. If you look at the stream, I think, let me see. Let me pin it for you. Let me go back in the stream because I know I put it up somewhere. Let me pin it for you. And when I pin it for you, all I gotta do is click it. There you go. And I'm gonna pin it. And it's pinned. And all you gotta do is click it. And I'll bring you in whenever you're ready. So we're gonna go back to the list again. The other ladies on the list. I mean, it's a good sized list. Usually, there'll be like 20 or 30 physique competitors, at a show if you're not careful. But Lorna made the list, and who else is on this list? Let's see. Give me a sec. I'm gonna pull up the list again. Every time I gotta see where we go the list. So, all right, and the list. Who's next on the list? I gotta go back to women's physique. Yeah, here you go, brother. Hey, welcome. Next to the list is Manuela Matero, if I can find her. So we just got somebody came in.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi. It's my first time doing this. I'm not very good in English, by the way. I'm just gonna
hey,
try to
hey,
say.
hey, Roy. I'm from North Carolina. I know people who live here don't speak who speak way not as good English as you do.
Yeah, I was watching the stream you were doing with Barbara. Yeah, it was pretty hard for you, I was seeing. But anyway, she was really good, impressive.
Well,
I
Baba
should.
Majan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Baba, she's a wonderful lady. I mean, we still keep in contact as much as we can. I know she's training, getting ready. I I
Yeah,
thought she was gonna do this show, but my guess she didn't want to. I think she wanted to focus on maybe more of a show where, she didn't want to wait all the way to August because that's not
yeah.
because that's a good wait for. She didn't want to miss out because they only show few shows overseas for
Yeah.
qualification for women's for
She
women.
she's French, right?
She's French. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's French.
she's French. Yeah.
So you say you speak three languages. What's three languages you speak?
Three languages, one being English. The other language, I'm actually Indian, so I speak one is Hindi, which is the national language, and my language is Bengali, so I speak Bengali, Hindi, and English.
Well, I know, my man K. He did an interview with a woman who lives in your country, and I think there's a growing number
Yeah,
of women who are of Indian descent, and also
yeah,
women of Asian descent that are competing in bodybuilding. Have you ever think about reaching out to those ladies yourself? Is they're
yeah.
right there in your backyard?
Yeah, the thing is, the place where I live, like, it's not like the open bodybuilders are not much over here. Like, one of my friend, like, kind of my sister, she's very close to me. She's a bikini athlete. She's called Ankita Gain. You can see her on Instagram and stuff. So she's quite big here. So around like 20 to 30K followers she has. So it's not like a big deal over here because you don't have like the coaches like for female bodybuilding, especially like males bodybuilding, that's very prevalent over here, but the females are not that much like into it. it like I'm just saying, like, it's at the end of the day, it's kind of a bit misogyny driven country. So so yeah, so you don't find like much female bodybuilders and stuff over here, but there are a few, but it's not like that level that you have in America and things like that.
Well, like I
That's
said,
just
mhm. Like I said, I know I talk to some ladies, especially some ladies who live like, especially in countries like South America, Mexico, those other
yeah,
countries where they say this it's not as prevalent because those countries are very masculine. It's a
yeah.
lot about machismo with them,
Mhm.
and they feel like the women who develop muscle is not feminine. But
Yeah,
a lot of these ladies they have a
mhm,
passion for sport. It's
yeah,
tough
yeah.
to walk that fine line where okay, I want to be
Mhm,
seen as a female,
mhm,
but at the
mhm,
same time I want to be respected as a competitor, and
mhm.
that's why I talk about this.
Yeah.
And like I said, your friend, if she ever, you start with her, and then you can stretch
Um,
out.
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I try to, but it's like it's kind of hard. Like it like a kind of a confidence that you need to like build content. Like you have a certain bit of confidence, right? Like it's not only like about the speaking thing. Like I was like confused so much like before coming to the stream. Like I always wanted to come in your stream to be honest, but I was really afraid, like I've never done this before and things like that. Everybody wants to be a content creator, right? But it takes a certain bit of like courage and confidence at the end of the day. So that is where I lack a lot. That's why I make short clips of like probably Andrea show and things like that. But it's hard like to like become a content creator yourself. Like for a few
Well,
people, yeah.
Well, like I said, it was hard for me, 'cause especially I don't have a lot of money, and I have to work with the materials I get. When
Yeah.
I started out, I just had my old laptop and a cell phone,
Mhm,
and I got two laptops and two cell phones and a tablet,
mhm.
and I'm still making content. I wish I could get to the level like some guys who get like guys like the female
Yeah, the
Bobby
editing.
channel and yeah, stuff like that. But I'm still working on that. It's a process. Like anything,
Mhm.
anything worth having is if worth, if you want to get onto it, you gotta keep doing it. It takes a while. It takes a while. Well, the next lady we have here on that made the list is one
Let's
Miss
see.
Mariela Montero. I believe she's from Spain, and I don't know much about her. I know she competed a few shows here and there. I was trying to find her on IG. I know she competed at the Puerto Rico Pro last year in 2022. I think she did the Europa Championships. I'm gonna try to pull up some pictures because I was trying to find her on IG, but I said, you know what? I'm just gonna see if I can pull up something here. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I went to there's a site I go to where I use for materials called Sardis, and sometimes they post pictures and stuff for women. So it's a good chat to go to if you want to look for pictures and videos. And I'm gonna put up her Sardis, because that's just as good. Maybe not the IG, but hey, it's something to do. But here we go. We got the pictures here, and there she is, and she looks pretty impressive. I mean, good amount of
Wow.
muscle. Yeah, yeah. She's like, I think she gotta be by the looks of her, maybe in her late 40s, early 50s. As you know, with this show, master shows, you have to be 40 plus to get in. And I think she hasn't been pro too long. She sees some pictures right here, like she started out early, like semi.
She's like good at nailing the conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tell. Here's, like I said, you can see his pictures here. Shaking his hand with Chick. It's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
good muscle development. And like I said, she did Portugal Pro back in 2022. Here's pictures from that show.
Mhm.
And she looks pretty amazing. I mean, especially for a woman
Oh,
her age. Yeah.
I think Barbara won this show, I guess,
Yeah,
like judging by the lights and stuff.
she won that show. I remember I talked about
Yeah.
it on my channel. And this is here her at the she took 16th at the Romanian not the sorry, Europa Pro Championships. And
Mhm.
much like I say, I think it was, like I said, with that
Wow.
show, I think they had at least 20 some, maybe about a little over 20 some competitors, because that was one of the last shows with qualifications overseas for the Olympia. Because I think next that in the Romania, they were the last two shows for qualification for the Olympia. So a lot of ladies jump onto any show, and I think that was the only show she jumped on, those two shows, and then after that, I think she decided to not skip the Romanian because I don't see no pictures from the Romanian. But she looks pretty impressive, good muscle detail,
Yeah.
good development.
But does she have the shredded glutes?
Hmm?
Does she have the shredded glutes? I'm trying to see that.
Don't look too
Um,
shredded. Her back looks pretty good, but I think she needs to work on her.
like
'Cause that's
she's shredded, but like people have like certain areas where they store fat, right? So I think she's not like gifted in that department, maybe. Like she's shredded, like shredded to the bone overall, you can see. But it just comes down to genetics at the end of the day. That's true.
yeah, because that's the thing is also genetics. People can forget
Yeah.
the fact that doing competitive bodybuilding. It's not just what pills you take, or you have good genetics is also a factor. You look at people like Andrea
Mhm.
Shaw,
Yeah, but
amazing.
she also has her glutes are like it's not like shredded, but she has like but there are shreds, it's like she has some lines, she's tight, like if I say like a soft rounder, like kind of like what you shouldn't have, like Margie Marvelous this year, she had some fat going on her glutes. If you see like real close, she doesn't have like that Angela kind of like shredded glutes, but you can say like they're conditioned, they're in shape. but they're not like too much. That is what they want at the end of the day, and I think
Well,
the judges are doing pretty great. Andrea
yeah,
should be winning. Yeah.
yeah,
There's no competition for her.
yeah. The thing is that they want the women to pull back from the shredded glutes,
Mhm.
especially now.
Yeah.
They say a good part of it is in bikini and somewhat in
Mhm.
figure. But in
Mhm.
wellness, you
Mhm.
can't really pull back too much because the fact is, those girls, all their vision is mostly is about their glutes, you know,
Yeah. It's
and
all about
they
the legs.
yeah, and they want the women to come in less conditioned. But the thing is,
Mhm.
you don't tell that to the guys not come in less conditioned. They want to come as hard as shredded, gritty as they want. She's not as grainy as she should be, but she's in enough condition. But place 16 is not a good spot. You tie for 16. I
Right.
mean, once someone told me like how I remember when Sean Boswell took 16. I said, "Why come? How come she's bottom of 16?" Say no. Well, they did after a while. Even though they don't, they put you alphabetical order. Because I said, wait a minute. You say Shauna was top 16, but they put it
Yeah.
because of her first name was Shauna. I thought if you go
Right.
by her last name Boswell, she should
But
be, but because Asha, she took 16. Asha, then after that, who else? Then Rashawn got asked
Ashley
13.
Physique is absolutely my favorite. She's really gifted.
Well, Asha,
If she puts on the size, like if she puts on the size, she can be unbeatable.
oh,
Her
you mean
back
Asha?
is just, yeah, Asha Hadley.
Yeah.
Her
Well,
back is just outstanding. Like she has, like, if you see her muscles, like they're like, she has certain quality in her muscles. Like that is what you don't see. Like you can say like it's hard worked muscle. Like I'm saying this because like because one of my brothers, he's actually like a bodybuilder.
mm-hmm,
So he's in men's physique, and I see bodybuilders very close, like every day. So that's the thing. You can say like the quality of the muscle, like when you see that, you can see, like you can say that, like if you see Andrea Shaw's muscles, like they're kind of round and things like that, you can clearly say that, oh, it's not like only the steroids, there's actual muscle there.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. So yeah,
it's
talk
not,
about her
it's
muscle.
not fast. Yeah, it's like real muscle there. It's not only the steroids. You can that is like you can say that, after like seeing a lot of like things like that. She doesn't her skin is like very smooth. She doesn't have like acne and stuff on her back and things like that. All those stuffs. You can say like who is like really putting the work in. Like
Yeah, she
I
has.
think Asha is one of those women like Andrea Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very genetically gifted. I got the opportunity to do a live with her, me, her, my man David, Female Body Forum, the Female Body Channel, and also Chelsea Dion. And yeah, and plus she has. I always said this: she has the greatest set of abs in the sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Only she's
absolutely.
top. I put her top
It's
five.
right.
Yeah, top five along with Bonnie Priest, Roxanne Edwards, her, Krista Bach, and I'm trying to think who else. Uh,
Mila Ash.
Mela.
Yeah,
All right,
trending ad.
I might give it Mela, but yeah, I think I'll give it to Mela. But I won't put Mela in top five. I know who I got in my top five, but it's not Mela. But yeah, that's your top five. That's good. Mela is great physique, great body. I was hoping
Yes,
to get her. Yeah, I think she's a beautiful woman. She has a great. She reminds me of one of my favorite body back in the day.
yeah.
Vicky Gates. That's who Mela. Because she lives in Texas now, but she's not from Texas. She's from the
If
Midwest.
she gets the size, like that is the thing with everyone. Like Andrea Shaw, like she has like too much size actually. She outsizes everyone on the stage. You can say clearly the size of her one arm. Like it's much bigger than Heli Trevino. Like
Yeah.
she's like closer to her on the size, maybe like people say. But when the front double is hit, like she is something else. I think her arms are the one part that sets her apart from everyone. The biceps, the separation, everything, like it's outstanding. I would say better than Chris Bumstead also.
Maybe
Yeah,
she
yeah,
might get.
absolutely.
She might get. She probably get Chris Bumstead a run for his money. So we got here my man. This is my man Vinny coming through. Says, "Sup, George. Been a long time viewer, but first time chatting. Oh, appreciate that, man. You're welcome. Next up here on the list is one Miss Maria Q. Lieberman. She is from Canada, and she competed for quite some time. she's I think she's of Asian descent. I believe she's Filipino or
Mhm.
something. She's very small. I think she's one of the shortest women competing right now. I think she might be even shorter than Michaela Aycock. And you would think that Michaela's 4'11".
Mhm.
This chick got to be like about. I think she says she's like about maybe 4'7", 4'8". And that's really short for especially for a woman in sport of bodybuilding.
True.
I think she
But
last.
many, I think Branca like did an amazing job. She's also one of the shorter girls, right?
Yeah, Bronca's five
She
feet. I,
nailed it.
I was talking with Bronca. I've been talking. Me and Bronca have been talking on social media a lot. I hope I know if she speaks English or not well enough. I would love to do an interview with Bronca, and she has a great physique. She to
She's a
me,
great
I
player.
I think she should have been top three. The gifted Haley third
Yeah,
place.
yeah, I was just about to say that she was looking better than Heli Trevino. Like yeah, like if you see muscle per inch, like the kind of like she was not small, you know. Like at that height, I don't think like what more you can do like in terms of the size department, right? Like
No, not much you can do. Like I say, like you look at Michaela. She's like 4'11", and she's only an
4'11",
inch. She's
but
just an
her
inch.
lats are huge. She has
Yeah,
got huge lats.
and remember, Michaela was originally physique for a good while before she switched over to women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But Maria, she's been doing quite a few shows.
Mhm,
I follow on social media. She's also good friends of a lady
mhm,
who did an interview a while back, the lovely Miss Sarah Bowes. They both live in
mhm,
Canada, and
mhm.
I saw her. She posted on this where it was, is I think it's on social media. She posted when she saw she got picked for the where is it? I think it's on here where she was sitting, she was watching, and she has a very appealing look with her.
Yeah.
She does a lot of dancing in her videos. Shaking her tail. This is one right here. You know, she's
That's
married.
cute.
Yes,
That's
her
cute.
husband is a really tall dude, but she's a very small woman. It's always the big dudes, the little girls.
Yeah. But the
Yeah,
small girls are doing great as well. Like five, I think Angela is 5'2". Um,
yeah. I think Angela. I
five,
think she's like. I think she's about 5'3" or 5'2".
five,
Alicia.
two.
I
Yeah.
think Alicia Young is about the same. I think 5'2", 5'3".
Mhm.
Yeah, because the shorter women can really put on some muscle because it's so more compact compared to like the taller women.
Wow.
Yeah, and
The structure is amazing. The structure is amazing. Very tiny waist. Very tiny
mm,
waist.
yeah, and I think one thing it might be
Yeah.
because of her height. She
Uh-huh.
her height might be her disadvantage why she's not placing as well as she should. She has good muscle detail, good
Mhm.
definition. Look at her quads. Her
Yeah.
quad.
The
Yeah, look at that.
hamstrings are looking pretty great.
Yeah, look at the calves too. I mean,
The calves is shredded.
yeah,
She's like I think too shredded. Like for
yeah.
figure, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mm.
she could switch over to
Like a
wellness.
Lola Montes kind of shreds.
Yeah, yeah. This is here. This is one of the, she's this is the backstage at the Olympia. One of the ladies. That's the lady from
Wow.
Cameroon, and just having a little fun. I'm not gonna play the
Yeah.
music because YouTube is like they're like a
Mhm.
hey, you get a strike, you play any kind of music. Very impressive ladies. Both these ladies are very impressive. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind being, I say that being
Wow.
backstage. I learned this well, they told me like this. Being backstage, guys, is not always going to crack it to be because these ladies smell a little bit funky between the smell of the tank, smell
Mhm.
of the tanning, and plus they have to, they can't wear any kind of deodorant and something like that. It
Mhm.
can affect, how they, smell. It's just, but it's, just they look like they're having a good time, and I think this wasn't Olympia. This what show was this? I'm trying to remember. I think this was
Yeah.
probably Ultima they were at when she won the Ultima.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's when what's face won the Ultima, and she was there. And that's pretty cool. And these ladies have good close bonds,
Mhm.
friendships, and that's good to
Wow.
have that. Sometimes
This is
there is
true.
also there's often sometimes a little bit of cattiness because some like I hear some people talk about some ladies have to talk about how some women they don't get along with, they don't like them.
Mhm.
Something about it's always something. Especially dealing with women. Now, next on the list here is one Miss Natalie Thompson. I don't say I know much about her. I think she's let's see, let me pull her up and finally see. Let's see. Let me see finally. So let's see, Natalie. Wait a minute, I may have got let me go back and spell the name right. If I get it right. Let's
I
see.
wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
about that guy especially. I think I have a bit of like curiosity about that guy, like AJ. Like he's always like brazing. Um, like the question that I firstly did, like he was a bodybuilder and things like that. I think he's a bit famous in the bodybuilding industry, I guess, because I was seeing it. And like he was doing an interview with Andre Dio and Men's Physique guys and things like that. I think he's pretty big in the fitness industry and things like that. Maybe that's why like like people wants to get into his channel and things like that.
Yeah, because
Maybe
he's very popular. I mean, I've been following the female
popular.
bottom chef for a long time. He used to work for some magazines, in the bodybuilding world, and he's been him and JB. JB is he also has his own film development company which does a lot of filming women in bodybuilding.
Mhm.
But I think I can't find her IG, but I am going to jump over here. I did Google her, and I do have her. They do have a link to her on Sardis, and I think let me pull it up if I can get it. Here we
But
go.
anyway, what about like Ashley Jones? What are your thoughts on her?
Ashley Jones, she's very impressive. I think give her
She
a
she
year,
she from the back is unbeatable, man.
yeah, give her
From
a
the
year
back.
or two and let her stew a bit, and then
And
she's
she's currently bulking. She's getting
yeah,
huge.
yeah, because one of the ladies that competed at the show with her, Melissa Tyke, she's gonna compete in women's bodybuilding
Oh,
this year.
she's awesome. Like her shape is probably not the best, but the kind of shreds, the size, the strength, it's amazing. I
Hmm.
love that woman.
Yeah. Well, we get some pictures here, and like I said, I couldn't find social media. How they sometimes they have different names on IG. So I did find. I went to Sardis again. Sardis is where I go to for some resources and stuff like that. I did find some pictures of Emily Thompson. This is from I think it looked like the 2018 Tampa, I believe. Yeah, it's one of the Tampas, and she looks pretty impressive. You see, it was
Well,
yeah 2018 Tampa. I'm right. She took 16 for that show. I think she competed at the 2021 um Toronto Pro. That was like almost a couple of years ago. And let's
well,
see, she has any more activities since 2021. No, no, like she's competed for quite some time. So she hadn't competed since 2021, and before then she hadn't competed since 2018. So this is an opportunity for a good return. This is her in the Vancouver Pro. The Vancouver Pro dropped Women's Physique for the lineup, and this is where she was at 2016 Tampa, and this is I look at the 2016 Toronto. So I think she might be Canadian if I guess it. She's done those shows, the Vancouver and Toronto. So yeah, she might be a Canadian competitor. So she looks pretty impressive. I don't know much
um,
about her.
like
So
her structure is really amazing. I
yeah,
love the structure.
she has a good lean look,
Yeah.
definition look to her.
Tiny waist. Not everybody has that
Yeah,
tiny waist. Like teeny
yeah,
tiny.
yeah. So you got to bring in that. That's what it is. They you want the muscles coming to be nice and tapered.
Yeah.
Some women a little bit thicker in the waist. That's why I think
Mhm.
some women might go with the
It,
bodybuilding feel like because they might fit
it
there.
comes down to the waist at the end of the day. You will see, like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
waist. The waist always like sets people apart. If you see like in all the categories of the women, because they chase aesthetics, right? So Andrea Shaw, she has like a very tiny waist and huge on like the other parts, right? Then but Helly Trevino, why is she not beating her? Because of the waist.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. The waist. The waist and yeah, the arms are something else. Andre Shaw's arms, like overall, it's something else. The triceps, like oh my god, I wish I had them.
I mean,
I,
hey, I
I
would, I think, like I said, Andrea is just amazing because, like I said, hey,
outstanding, outstanding,
she's just not only is she has a great bottom muscle, but also she's a very beautiful woman and
beautiful. Exactly.
beautiful. I mean,
The smile is just amazing.
I
And
never
the way
find.
she talks, you can say like she's like an amazing human being. Also.
Hmm. I had somebody on my channel one time I posted some about Andrea, and somebody says they were at I think they were at the she was working the booth Arnold Classic the Arnold Classics the little forum they have it doing the Arnold Classic the what's the face, and he said they took pictures with her, and she spent 20 minutes talking to him and his son, and
Mm,
and
that's
just she's generally a person I would love to. I got to see her compete. She's not gonna compete. I got to see a guest pose at Savannah last year,
yeah.
and
You're
and
lucky that you're American.
she, her and Mona did a pose down together.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm watching that live. Yeah.
I was great. It was great. I mean, it was the closest I got to her. But I did get me some lovely ladies there. I got to meet Irie Anderson, a lady I did an interview a while back. Kira Hall, her husband Stephen, cool
Mhm,
people.
mhm,
Also, some other people like Donna Salib, and as you know, my
mhm.
channel. There's one person name I did not mention, so I got to see her there. But yeah, it was a great opportunity. Next lady I hear is Osaka Paris. I think she's originally from Russia, but she's competed a few shows. She competed at the Chicago Pro last year. I think she did a couple other shows. She's also on this list, and I'll pull up a picture in a bit, and you'll see, and very impressive. Good amount of definition, good amount of how she gonna place is up in the air. It's depending on how all the other ladies look. Roy?
Mm. Hello.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
just drinking water.
That's all right. That's one thing. Anyway, so I got quiet for a minute. But Osana, I think that's what how you say it, Osana.
My
You
God,
know,
he's big.
she for a physique competitor, she has a good amount of this. But like I said, this is the difference between when they're getting trained, getting prepped for the season before they get shredded down, because
Mhm.
it's a process. As there's anything, when you lose that little bit extra of water out of your system and a little extra body fat, your physique is a lot different. But she's been in the game for quite some time. She competed at the Chicago Pro Masters show for women's physique. And I think she
Mhm.
was in the top three. I think she hasn't been pro too long, I believe. Or I'm trying to think. She's the pictures here. I think these are the pictures she probably took with Annie Revicchio, because that's Annie's style. This is, you can recognize the posing suit and you recognize the background. I think she probably was in. It was in Chicago. They might have been in when they were doing Atlanta. They was doing the Chicago Pro in Atlanta.
Mhm.
You know, but good model definition.
Can I see her back, by the way? If you can switch another photo.
Let me see. Let me find something where showing her back.
Her
Well,
back.
you got her training right here. This training montage might work a little bit. She
Mhm.
kind of she kind of reminds me of Krista Bach. You ever
I
heard of
wish
her?
I knew her.
Yeah, she's before your time, because like you're a young cat. So yeah, I met
Mhm.
Krista Bach. She was like one of the oldest female bodybuilders of the time. She was like in her by the time she turned pro, she was in her early 40s. She
Yeah,
had two kids. She was from um, East Germany, but she married her husband. She moved to West Germany after she married her husband. But from these videos, she's got a good amount of size, good amount of muscle detail. It's like I said again, it's all about how she does. Like I said, she without the wig, because I guess she's a wig. She reminds me so much of Krista Bach. I mean, she's Russian, but she could almost be like she has. I think she has a daughter. She could be the
Mhm.
because I know Chris is like about 70 now. I think this lady's like in her early 40s. Could be. But nah, she's not. But she could pass these readings. She reminds me so much of Krista Bach. I think this is where her. I believe this is her and her family. Officially, also she's a mom. Yeah,
See.
this is the whole family. I think
Mhm.
this is their. I think this is. I don't know if that's her husband or two boys. Let me see. Yes, it says a great weekend with the whole family. It was first time the children had been
Mhm.
such a big, huge sports show. Our youngest son, uh, can't say his name, even took part in the grappling. He didn't take a
Mhm.
prize, but he got a lot of experience and many lessons. We had a wonderful time with friends and athletes. So now I know she's a
Mhm.
mother. So you know what? If I can get the right pictures, I might use it for one of my comparisons. Because as you know,
Mhm.
this month I'm dedicated to women of female bodybuilders who are moms, and
Moms, yeah.
and here is the person we've been talking about a lot lately. Here she's right here with Andrea Shaw. You're called Andrea. Somebody correct me. It's Andrea. It's Andrea. And
Andrea.
my
Okay.
Andrea. I mean, and she is just a
Yeah.
beautiful woman. I mean, she's
Yeah, I have a hard time pronouncing American names.
I know. I've had times to pronounce some American names too because I'm from the South. So some names, I told one lady, I spell them, I say them how I see them because we go by how we don't go by pronunciation. We go by how they spell to us. But a friend
Mhm.
of hers told me her name is Andrea, not Andrea. 'Cause I know I did a interview named on
Yeah.
Andrea Sauer, and that's how she's spelling.
Yeah.
That's Andrea.
Yes.
Andrea. But with
Mhm.
black women, they do their names kind of differently. But
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
um, there's a good chance, and wow, she got a boot on it too. When she's
Like
off, she,
it's very ironical that the best athletes in the world, like Andrea and Andrea, the strong woman. I hope you definitely know her. Andrea Thompson. Have you heard of her? Andrea Thompson. She's huge. Have you seen her?
Thompson. No, I never heard.
Andrea Thompson. You
Yeah,
haven't seen
well,
her? Oh my God,
no.
you need.
Roy, do me a favor. If you put a name in the comment section, and I'll
Yeah.
Google her and check her out later after the show, and I'll
Yeah.
I might because like I said, right now there's a lot of people I not know. I know most of the you usually know most of the bigger names or some of the women who are climbing up in the sport, but there's a lot of them. There's so many of them. You
Yeah.
know.
Actually, she's not a bodybuilder. Like she's a strong woman. No?
Uh,
She's like one of the best and things like that. And she's kind of like the strong women. They kind of look like bodybuilders too because they're pretty big, huge. Kind of like the similar, like but with the fat, with the fat
mhm.
on top. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
they're kind of like bigger, way bigger. Yeah.
yeah. Well, mistake I made. I was like, I didn't go through the rest of the pictures with that where I showed Andre. I was looking on my thing. I should have. Wait a minute. Go back real quick and show that where she was actually. They were at an event with it was I think they were at when she was at the event with her sons and right here you see the bottom and I forgot because I was like I'm on two different screens and sometimes I got to pay attention and she's right here hanging out with Andrea Shaw. I forgot I should have posted on the StreamYard. I didn't y'all didn't see it StreamYard. I'm sorry,
The
but there
queen.
she is. Yeah, she's there. She's with the Queen, and
Yeah.
I was on the other screen. I got to pay attention to this sometimes. And we got two, but yeah, but I think she possibly could maybe crack the top five, top 10, depending.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, like I said, folks, we got a few more ladies we're gonna go through and talk about. I don't want to be here too
Hmm.
long, but like I say, it's already about 5 o'clock. I tell you, time is flying. Time's
What's the
flying.
time in America right now?
It's 5 o'clock, almost 5 o'clock p.m. What's time for you?
11 p.m. To it's 2:30
In the
midnight.
morning?
Midnight.
No, not midnight. In the morning.
I,
That's too good.
I stay awake to see your streams.
Well, man, brother, I appreciate. Hey, you need to get your sleep, brother. I mean, I appreciate your dedication. I appreciate your
It's fine.
dedication.
It's fine. I enjoy these stuff.
But you need to get your sleep. I used to be one of my old jobs was I used to work in a strip club. I got to be at work by 6 o'clock. Didn't leave the
Yeah.
club till about 3 o'clock. I mean, sometimes when I had my other job was I used to have to work at 6 o'clock, so I had to leave the club early so I can go to
Mhm.
my other job. But then when you have the other job anymore, I could stay at the club all night till we closed. Yeah, but but I can, brother, I appreciate your dedication to and your support of me. I mean, but I would recommend, hey, get your sleep. But
No, it's more like I generally stay awake at night because I do some like work and stuff. So and I generally sleep late. Yeah, and then the morning comes, I go to the gym and things like that. Yeah.
hmm for me,
Mhm.
I like I said, I don't have a job anymore, and most time I can,
Mhm.
I'll sleep when it's time for me when it's time for me to go to sleep. But there are another lady out here who made this list, and this lady I got the interview a while back. A lovely lady, very intelligent lady, mature lady. Her name is Mr. Lovely Miss Robin May. She's competed a few shows last year. She did the Masters Championship. She did the Tampa show, and she was so happy when she got her qualification for the Olympia Masters. She's a great lady, amazing lady.
Mhm.
She really dropped some real knowledge to me, and I hope she does well at this show. I think she's a great lady. I hope she does well.
Like the women, like they put so much dedication in this, the sacrifice. It's amazing.
Hmm
It's just
Yeah,
amazing.
and
And
Robin,
not being natural, it's really hard. you know.
Yeah. And
Gear,
Robin,
gear is some bad shit.
yeah, because
It's
I got a friend. He's a men's physique competitor. He told me sometimes he takes certain gears, it takes him to a dark place. We do,
yeah,
especially if it's, I think it was
dark
someone called.
shades and things
I
like
think it was Halo. He told me, and Tesla do you too bad, but it's that Halo. That shit can really take you someplace.
that.
Now, right here we have Robin, and Robin, is amazing lady. You wouldn't think this woman is in her early 50s. You know, look at her physique. I mean, I'm like,
Wow.
wow. I'm always at awe with some of these ladies, especially women.
The triceps are amazing. Like
Uh
if you
huh.
see like the long head of the tricep, it's big. It's pretty big. The long head.
Yeah, yeah. You talk about the
You know
long.
what? Like every woman in the physique division like has an advantage over Natalia is on the triceps department. Natalia has a bit weak. She's a bit weaker on the medial head of the triceps, I would say, not
Mhm,
the long head. The medial is a bit pretty narrow for
mhm.
Natalia, but the overall package is just so overwhelming. She just gets the W. Yeah.
Well, you teaching me something. So this is why I like when I have bring people like yourself who knows just a little bit more than I do. What stuff I learned is from watching and asking questions. And the meter head is like the head wrap above the shoulder, right? The tricep that you're talking about.
Yeah, like the medial head, like the triceps, like it's three muscle groups, right? Like you do different exercises to target different parts of the muscles. So like when I'm training like the things, so there are certain exercises like what you can do, and there's so much in exercise like time under tension and things like that, and lifting heavy and things like that. These women like they lift smart, they do not lift like a lot of crazy ass weights and things like that.
Hmm.
they're they're smart, like I was watching an interview of Natalia Coelho. She told like she does machine work more than like the barbell things and all those heavy liftings and stuffs. So machine and the mind muscle connection, those things really work. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, you educated me right now because I appreciate that. And it's a lot to learn. Like some stuff, like I asked Willie, tell me what. One time I did an interview with Leah. Said, well, I always hear about this thing about muscle bellies. What's muscle bellies? It's about the bubble in the muscle. I said, oh, okay, so that's what
Yeah.
that is. Because I like I
Yeah.
said, I'm a I
Mhm.
my limit is just what I know from what I hear, what people tell me.
Mhm. Mhm.
But like I said, Robin is a precious lady. She has a good tapering waist. You know,
Mhm.
size wise, she's not that big. She's tall, pretty tall by the looks of her, because I know from these
Um,
from pictures, like I said. But she does have good quality
but
muscle.
for the figure, I think the arms are not much needed. The back is what sets Sid's apart. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's so much superior from the back. It's very hard. Like when she does the lat spread, it's just something else. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a knockout shot right there.
Yeah. Because like, the thing with, like I said, we look at figure girls, is the focus is the back, and
The back.
and not much is the arms, but then if you see people like
They
just.
want small arms rather.
But if you look at people like now, like Jessica Reyes and
Jessica,
Lola Montez,
Lohan.
and then if you look even over at fitness, we have Mitchie Trescott. Even though it's different division, they do have the same poses. Those women
Yeah,
are
yeah.
starting to really,
That is kind of like touching the figure girls only at the end of the day. Missy
yeah.
is kind of like the figure girl only. So the physique, like it's evolving. Like it has really evolved
Mm-hmm.
through the years.
Yeah, because it's gonna, like I say,
Mhm.
anything. These women are gonna evolve. And I know the judges don't want them to hit that next level of muscle, but it
Next
can't
level.
be helped.
Yeah, it can be helped. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you come conditioned like that, like talking about like Angela. So it's Angela and Branca. These two women brought something like I don't think women have achieved yet. Like these two women, like it's another level. They could have died as well. The kind of low body fat percentage they were in, like you could see each and every muscle on her. Like talking about like her quads, the vestalis, the everything. Like even like the sartorius muscle, like the long one, sartorius. I hope you know that. Like
No, I don't.
between
You
that,
teach it.
yeah,
You teach me because, like I say, I'm still learning.
yeah, the teardrop and these things you definitely know. Yeah. So the regular terms, these ladies use these terms. So you can see each and every muscle on Angela and Branca, these two women. I think Branca was a bit, even more conditioned. Branca, she was something else.
Hmm.
I never knew a woman could achieve that level of conditioning.
Hmm.
That was
Well,
unbelievable.
yeah. Well, she decided to retire this year, last year because
Yeah,
I think, I think she really wants to take a step back from the sport. She's a mother. I think she has a son or a daughter. I
yeah,
forget
she
which
was.
one, and she wants to
And
spend more time.
interestingly enough, she has a Hindi tattoo on her hands. I commented like, is that a Hindi tattoo on her? Like, and it was written Anuj in Hindi, so I could read it, right? So she was like, yeah, he was a person very close to my heart and things like that. I replied like, may I know who is that? So she did not reply to it. She just liked the comment, so I deleted that later. I really want to know who Anuj is. I don't know, like I just have curiosity. Yeah.
Well, next time when next time we talk, I said, I know guy says he saw you got the Henny tattoo. You want to tell it to me, and I won't tell it to you, but you should tell it to me. But like I said, I try to be people's confidence, whatever they tell me. So now the next lady on the list is one Mrs. Stephanie Frederick.
Mhm.
Don't know a lot about her. Like I said, like I said, there's so many pros. I think she's been competing for a good bit. I think she
Mhm.
looks maybe in her late 40s, maybe early 50s.
Mhm.
A lot of tatting, and that's the thing is about what I thought is tattoos do take away some aspects of the muscle
Yeah.
detail. You don't really see as well. I know I like Rashana, but her tattoos can take away from what her physique look like. Some women, especially when you get back
Mhm.
tattoos, especially like kind of like
Yeah.
one of my favorite bodybuilders back in the day was Renee. Um,
Let
no
me
Renee,
Google her.
no
Yeah,
Renee.
I have my PCs set.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. She's really has gone to speed with her tattoos. She always had a great physique, but now she had that one tattoo like the dragon, the star on her back. But and now she's really all tatted out, and it just really she's not competing anymore. She's coaching.
Mhm.
But but I think the tattoos do take away how your
She's
physique looks, vacation
amazing.
wise. But this is because she's much older. You can really see the detail of her muscles, not as well developed. She looks like she might bottom out. She has nice jugs. And that's one thing you'll pay attention to. But
Yeah, but
that's
it's
not.
all made of silicone.
Yeah, silicone can really take away from precision and
Yeah,
physique.
but to some extent that gives a bit of like that hourglass shape, like Natalia versus Sarah. If you see side by side, it's kind of like a bit of like when they turn like the quarter turn when it comes. So it just gives her a bit of more like hourglass, a bit more feminine shape, whatever. But when you have like a huge chest like Andrea Shaw, it just might not be needful. Andrea
Mm-hmm.
has like a very huge chest. Yeah,
Yeah, but
the
because
best.
I was thinking one time I thought she has breast implants. No, she's got big pecs.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Stephanie alongside Jessica Reyes Padilla. And if you look at Jessica,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you wouldn't think she's bigger.
yeah, exactly. I like if she switches, it would be. I think it could have been a good decision, but I don't think she has like the back, like that huge kind of back that's
And
needed
also,
for physique. She
yeah,
cannot
also,
switch like right away.
yeah, also says she don't have those X factors or those muscle bellies. So and I think
Mhm.
she's gonna stick with physique because we figure because it's the division that works for her. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good thing. Stick with your at
But
because
I think Lola should have been placed second this year.
well, they want to, Lola, she comes in really shredded. I think the one thing is that they want you to be too shredded. They want you to walk that fine line of good amount
But
of definition.
but when somebody is shredded, like they kind of like draw your attention towards them. So Lola looked something else this year. I really liked her look overall. She does too much teasing and stuff. So I don't know why, but
Yeah, she does a lot of teasing.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
oh,
like too
yeah.
much.
You saw that one when she's sitting the camera in her hand, her legs spread out, she stick it out her tongue. Yeah, dude. I'm saying, oh, my man, Kira, you, hey, Kira, shut the fuck up. And he say like this. wow, you should have a feminine voice often. He's not feminine. He's a dude. You know,
Ah.
yeah, your voice, come on, you like, yeah. But he's always starting shit. Don't pay attention to K. He's always starting some shit. He want me starting something like Michael Jackson song. You want me starting something? Want me starting something? You hardly over. Yeah. Get over, get under. Yeah. Never mind. I'm just having a little fun here. But depending how Stephanie go, I think she might bottom out because
Mhm.
if she can bring some good conditioning, but still also even in physique, size is also a factor. Now, next
Mm.
up here is a lady who I think I follow. Her name is Susan Graham. I
Think
don't
I
know much.
follow her.
Yeah, I don't know her either. Her name sounds familiar. I might have saw her in some shows, a while back. Let's see. Let me pull her up. Susan Graham. Um, let's see. Let's see. This might be her here. Yeah, I think that's her. Let me put her into the sheet. She looks pretty impressive. Look like she might be also another older competitor. I think you're going to see a lot more, older women. I'm so surprised I'm not seeing too many of the usual suspects, but I think some ladies didn't want to do the show because they still want to compete in the open, the shows where they qualify for the Olympia. This weekend I think we
Mhm.
have the Pittsburgh Pro coming up. Here he is. He just popped in. You know, I'm gonna pull him in. And say, yeah, KL, you coming here? Be cool. Roy's my guest.
Mhm.
Be cool. Don't start none. There'll be none. All right. We don't want no troubles.
Sorry, man. I ain't mean no problem. I didn't mean no harm, man. I
Uh,
thought it was a woman. I ain't,
That's why before you say something,
Yeah,
think
my
about it
my
before you
voice
say it.
my voice isn't broken. Like
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
okay, now I see the difference. Now see I now before I thought it was like I'm thinking that okay.
All right. So okay. Now calm down. Not everybody's gonna sound like like Vin Diesel. Like got 500. Nah.
Mm. My voice is just sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Especially from
You
your
from
weekend.
Good
India?
kind of voice.
Yeah, he's from India. There's a lot of people who are from
Okay.
India who have very.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just you know.
Yeah,
But
I see the difference
we are
now.
everywhere.
yeah. Well, the next person we have here is one Miss Susan Graham, and like I said, I don't know much
Like a
about her.
follow.
Yeah, it looks like she looks like she does some powerlifting too. And powerlifting can really affect how you grow and develop. I know you put on a lot of more muscle and size on you. I think she competed at the Legion Sports Fest. I think she won in the Masters class. This is a picture right here. She has, she had what an amazing weekend. She competed at a bodybuilding for the first time in 5 years. She did Masters 35 to 40, 40 to 45, Masters overall winner. And she took fifth at the in the open class, I believe. That says no. I competed at open and took fifth, and she looks really impressive. I'm telling you. I mean, good muscle. She, not as tapered in the waist, but good
Good muscle
lats.
belly.
Yeah, she got decent. The lats are
I
looking
have a
good.
female voice.
Yeah, I mean, good. Look at the quads.
Dude.
I mean, she looks pretty impressive. I mean, look at the back. The back itself. Maybe a little more striation in the glutes, just slightly. But let's say they didn't want to be too straight in the glutes, but still they want to work that fine line.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just she's doing the vacuum. I don't like the vacuum. I don't know why people like to do the vacuum. Good abdominal development. I guess we got somebody just popped in. Yeah, I guess somebody just popped in here. Here. Was it what Roy popped it? Roy must pop back out again. Let me see. Let me add him to the stream.
Just went
Yeah.
off. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, it happens. Technical difficulties. Yeah, we say that. But Susan looks pretty good. She one thing she is really, even though it's not as important in physique, she is lacking in size. And way physique is going, if you saw Natalia, how big she got compared to, I know I had a friend who lives in Florida, and she ran into Natalia at an event because she's a judge, and they were at an event, and she said how big Natalia got, and how she, I was surprised that Sarah came in good condition, but I think she was just a little off that year. Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But Susan looks pretty impressive. I mean, good conditioning here. This was the leisure sports show. Maybe
What's her
just
name? Susan what?
Susan Graham.
Susan Graham. Okay.
And from looking at social media, she does a lot of powerlifting. She, and that Legion Sports Show was last year, so she might have put on a little more size, you know. And that's it with powerlifting. A lot of girls like Angela Yo, she does powerlifting.
Yeah, pal.
I think Rita West, she was a powerlifter. I think a couple of the girls.
Like
I
all
think.
these bodybuilders, like Andrea Shaw as well, they all do like heavy lifting. They need to do heavy lifting,
Hmm.
Like kind of they are all power lifters. Some people say they're power lifters, some people don't say that I'm a power
Mm,
lifter.
no,
And
many of
it
them, many of them
really
won't
comes
do.
down to that.
Yeah, men won't do powerlifting because I don't think Andrea does powerlifting because with
Hmm.
powerlifting it's a lot. You got to have a lot of heavy weights. It can be a lot of stress on you. I know Melissa
Yeah.
Tyke, she does powerlifting. 'Cause
She
my
she does
man,
powerlifting, yeah.
yeah, because
She loves pulling weights.
yeah, because
There's another bodybuilder. Her name is Dumbar. I think David was interviewing her, and she was like explaining the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting. She couldn't like do it at the same time and stuff because it's a lot. So,
I remember interviewing Rita West. The reason why she walked with powerlifting because it was a lot of stress on her body after a while, and that's why she went to bodybuilding. You see people
yeah.
like Hunter Henderson, who was a powerlifting champion. She went on the bodybuilding, and she did pretty good. Her first show, her first amateur show, she won, which won a regional to USA's. Then she won the USA's, which gave her a pro card, and took second to Mona Persilay at Tampa Bay back in 2021. Now she took a break from it because she has medical issues, and also she likes to do a lot of peeing. I mean, she has some kind of medical issue where she's always peeing. I know some ladies who talk about this. I know they say they don't like it.
Who Heather? What Hudson?
Hunter
What's his
Hunter Henderson.
Hunter Hudson? Hunter Hudson?
Henderson.
Yeah.
Henderson. Henderson.
Henderson. Okay, Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hunter
Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah,
Okay.
But Susan, she has good conditioning. She brings the same conditioning, brings the religious show. It's all pretty out of the judges. This thing, as I keep saying about this, the judges have a lot of power when it comes to how some of these competitors place. You see competitors who come in great condition, but then they go to somebody else who conditions like either off by so much, and it's just they have a lot. Like I said again, judges have a lot of control when it comes to these competitors. Yeah. But she looks pretty good. Especially I think she might be in her 40s, 50s, maybe about that. She said she was competing in 45, so she got to be at least over nearly at 50. If she was doing
Mm.
35 to 45 to 40 to 50 plus, she got to be at least. I mean, and she don't barely look it. I wouldn't think she was that age. Now, another lady who I follow on social media, and she is been competing for quite some time. It's one Miss Suzanne, um, Davis, and I've done reviews about her. And, at one point I was talking to her while I had my OIG account about doing an interview sometime. Things happen. I think she was busy, and then plus, as you know, I've talked about this. My OIG got hacked. And I hated to lose all those ladies I got connected to. It took me a while to get back to them. Try to get them.
You had a nervous breakdown.
No, I didn't have this breakdown. I was pissed off. No, I didn't have the bridge. I got pissed off.
I'm,
I
I'm
mean,
messing with you.
I know you're messing
I'm
with me,
just
so
busting the balls.
well, I'll bust your head. We get some head busted. Get some head busted. We're not gonna get some head busted. That's. But let's see. I'm trying to find Susan's IG. I think she goes by another name. I'm gonna try to just Google her first and see what happens. And I know.
Can I can I ask you guys something apart from bodybuilding?
Go ahead.
How's it like in America? Like from both of your perspective?
No,
and
depends where you at.
it
Yeah,
depends how much money you have.
really.
Yeah, I
I think in
mean,
America, like everybody's rich.
I've been poor most of my life, but right now I'm broke. I grew up as my parents are sharecroppers. They worked on somebody
I think
else's
you
land.
choose to be broke.
Well, can't choose to be broke. We don't, like I said, I don't work anymore, and I live on Social Security. And that's I only get that once a month, and it's not a choice because I couldn't work anymore. After I had my heart attack and got my pacemaker, I was
Oh,
working, and then it was hard to find jobs after that because most people don't want to hire somebody if we have the kind of disability. And then my
I see.
mom got sick, and I
Oh,
chose to stand by
that's
her because she needed somebody because everybody else was working, everybody else had families. I was one living with her at the time, and I
mm-hmm.
said, you know what, she needed somebody. And it was me. But now she's gone. I can go back to work if I want to, but it's hard to, like I said again, it's hard to find.
What you want to do? Like
Like I say, now I'm the point where I can't do manual labor anymore. I can't,
yeah,
do.
yeah, I
Oh,
figured.
I see, I see.
Yeah, I can't really do that much anymore.
I didn't know the backstory, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
because like I said, my arthritis setting in my knees, and I can't, my
Yeah, you
shoulders.
want to do the job that I'm doing. I'm putting books in the shelves. I'm working in the library. You be doing all this bending and you got to squat.
No.
You be doing yoga.
One time I was like this dog chased after me. I didn't know the dog didn't have no teeth, but I'm cautious about any kind of dog, and I fell, and somebody had to help me up because it was hard for me to get my knees under me. Because yeah, it's tough. I mean, I worked most of my life. I've worked a little bit in the field. I worked a lot of my labor stuff. I
Mhm,
mean, I was going to school studying massage therapy, but then my car broke down, and
mhm.
then that was when that happened was when my mom had her second seizure. And I came, I was working, I was still working. I had a little side gig. I was working at night at strip club, and one of the girls, she's really nice enough,
Mhm,
really cool lady. Her name is Angel. We call her Apple Bottom. You got to see her, guys. She's just, and she brought me home, and I saw the ambulance in the. Because my brother stays at night with mom. Because that time mom had a stroke before that, and she can be left home by
mhm,
herself. So my brother was at home because he worked at night. So I say you stay at home before you go to work, and I just tag you out. You just go ahead and go to work. So when I got home, I saw the ambulance picking up, and that was her third seizure that happened. And after that, I said, what, my other job shut down, the club closed, and I said, and I filed for my disability, and I finally got it, and I had the money to take care of myself,
mhm,
and also the money to stay here and help her out. She had here. We have a CNA, but they're only here for a few
mhm,
hours during the day, and then the rest of the day is on the family. We are a family. But let's move on to something else. I know
mhm.
I've talked about this before, but let's move on to let's say here
Yeah.
Susan Graham. Susan Graham also does powerlifting, and she lives in Arizona. She's in interviews here and there. I was talking with her. I might try to get back up with her again. Because I got her. Maybe
I remember this chick. I remember
yeah,
her. Yeah.
yeah, and maybe try to do an interview with her sometime soon. She does a lot of powerlifting.
Yeah.
She's not that big, but she's not that small, you could say.
Right.
And
When I was no, I was just saying when I was first on Instagram, I started seeing her and stuff. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
yeah, that's the same. All right, and this is her doing
That's really
405.
heavy. My God.
Yeah, 405 pounds, 4x4. That's a set. That's a lot. Yeah,
I
when I
do
was
want to
younger.
ask Roy a question. Like, you live in India, right? Like, you don't see
Mhm.
like female bodybuilders where you at, or try to reach
No,
out
no.
to.
Not like female bodybuilders. There are
Yeah.
very, very few. Not in my state, and it's a very big country,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of
What part do you
people.
live?
I stay in Bengal, West Bengal. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Bengali. So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
like bodybuilding is prevalent here, like among the women, and there is one female bodybuilder, only one in my state.
Yeah.
It's not like I tried to reach her. Like she is like a former bodybuilder, so like she was 20 and she was pretty big. Her name is Europa. Probably you have seen her, maybe.
Yeah.
She's quite famous. Yeah, she's quite famous. She made it
Well,
to the IVB Pro. Yeah.
well, like I
I
say,
think.
keep
Nah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, keep trying. Maybe reach out to someday. Also, you can do the guys too, because like I say, with men they're a little more popular. That's what we can get. Start like with me.
Yeah, because one of my cousin is bodybuilder. Yeah, I can probably do that.
Yeah, you can sit and talk with him and start with him, and then he can get you connected with other people. Because sometimes these guys like to be on social media. Because social media is one thing that helps you how you do well in the
Mhm.
sport of bodybuilding. You get a lot of attention. The judges pay attention to you. You follow
Mhm.
your social media. You get sponsors too that way. That's the work. Now,
Yeah.
Susan, like I said, Susan's very impressive. I mean, you know, for her size and her definition, this is a picture here for the back. You know, great muscle detail. She was overweight. She was doing medical issues, and that's why she got into bodybuilding. She was, and that's a good thing. She found her path. But like I said, how she's gonna place, that's the big thing again. And she's, good definition wise, good that it's gonna be up in the air, especially how other ladies gonna look. Like I said, I still think Ivy Rain's gonna win the whole show, and then certain ones are gonna place because this year
She's
there's
gonna
no
make it
more
rain. Ivy's gonna make it rain.
Evie. It's Evie, but excuse
Evie
me,
gonna make
yeah,
it
Evie.
rain.
Evie, right?
Uh,
I think she's a top Olympian, right?
yeah, she was top. She's top five for last year's Olympia.
Yeah.
No, and Susan could
She
pretty
she's
good,
doing.
Yeah, but I feel like Evie, she's doing the show because she, as you know, we don't have
Yeah.
point systems
She's a
anymore.
level above than everybody.
Yeah, we don't have point systems anymore, and then you have to any show you compete in, you win. That's it. No one's going in by points.
Mhm.
And this show is Olympic qualification. Now we have, I think, about a couple more women left. I think we're going to finish them off because some of the ladies, like I said, one lady, I'm not going to pronounce her name because it's hard to say.
Oh,
I know how to say it, because I think I heard Alina when she was naming the list. She mentioned the name. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up back to the list again. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do my yo. That's my AJ. Yo. He always like to say that. One lady who I did an interview with, and I saw her compete at Savannah last year, is that's Tanya Chartrand. Beautiful lady, great physique. She's critical for a lady by name Melanie Horton. Melanie wanted to compete in the show, but they didn't pick her. I said, I'm sorry, I feel bad for Melanie. I like Melanie Horton. But Tanya, she was a figure competitor. I think after she turned pro, she switched to physique. She's placed in some of the top, you know, top five. I think she was top five at Savannah, and then I think she also competed. She was double dipping. She did the women's open, and she also did the masters. She won the masters, but she was top five in the open part. And I was got we just we don't talk too much anymore like usually. I know she's probably busy and focused on training. We used to sometimes I know the ladies be busy, so I understand that. So but sometimes every now and then they reach out to me and just say, hey, I might want to do an interview or something like that, or just just see how I'm doing. But Tanya she's a beautiful lady. She's from Canada. I'm a big fan of female bodybuilders from Canada, and and she has done pretty good for herself. She's been to Olympia before. I think her last competition was 2021. She's made top five in some shows, even won some shows. And she's a mother too. She has a son. And last year she was dealing with a lot of medical issues. She's been dealing for quite some time. One point she told me that she almost nearly died doing one of her medical emergencies. But she's been coming back. She wants to compete.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like the kind of leanness, like they are achieving, Branka and Angela, that's nearly like death. You're hanging between life and death. Like when you're on stage, that point.
Mhm. I remember when I was talking with what I think it was who was told me, like I think Sherry Priyami told me that she's good friends with Michaela Acock. How Michaela was
My
sick.
God.
Michaela was
Mhm.
sick when she did it. She was actually sick. A lot of people were sick at the Olympia.
She had
Michaela,
flu, she said, yeah. It's
yeah,
very
Bronca was
common in
Bronca
bodybuilders.
was sick too. She told me she was sick. She, because she had recovered. One lady said she had pneumonia. She took a couple of days a week. Barbara told me she can get sick because she can go to the what's the face with everybody else after the show, so she can get sick. But a lot of ladies got sick. But
what they got? COVID sick, or just
no, some were flu, some had pneumonia. Maybe there
no?
may be some with the virus. I know. Remember, I did an
Uh,
interview with Danielle Willis. She said she was sick. I told Danielle, you want to
Yeah,
take the
prep,
interviews?
the prep,
But
the prep.
but she said no. She wanted to go ahead and do it because she wanted to talk to me. She calls me the general.
right.
For her,
You in love with her, boy. Never
I'm
stop
not.
talking about
Hey,
that.
hey, 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 hey. Don't be jealous.
I'm
and not
just busting
love.
your
No,
balls.
no,
I'm
no,
just
no, no, no,
busting
no.
your
You got a
balls.
problem, brother. You got a problem.
Busting your
You got a
balls.
problem. You know,
I'm
y'all bust
just
my balls. You got
busting
a
your
problem.
balls.
You got a problem. No, because I
Just
talk
busting
about
your
she, like I said,
balls.
like she's a beautiful woman, and anything about a beautiful woman, you talk highly about her. But that's the thing is, you wouldn't understand that. Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
all right. So
But
don't
you're
be
the
in my
emperor, right?
business. You know, don't be in my
You're the
business.
emperor, right?
Don't be in my business. I've
You
been
the
around
emperor.
some women. Hey, I ain't no virgin. But Tanya, I think is a aesthetically pleasing woman. I think she might crack top three, top five, especially if she comes in the condition she comes in. I mean, she's an offense coming in great condition in for some shows. This is I think this is from what's this? This is no, this is one of her friends wearing a suit. This is one of her friends that competes in figure wearing a suit. That's not her exactly.
Think I can smell that? I'm
You
bugging.
you are bugging. You are bugging. But she has a great conditioning. She always been in great conditioning. I think she earned her qualification at the Puerto Rico Pro back in 2021 for the Olympia. I don't know who the other lady. I don't know who she is. She's sister right beside her. I might
That
go back.
woman by her side, she's more developed, I guess.
Hmm. And I think
Mm-hmm.
and I think very impressive both these ladies. I mean, I'm going to go back and check who that is. I might try to find out and reach out to her for an interview. I
What, the
mean,
Yeah,
black chick?
she's
Chocolate
yeah,
brown?
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh-huh.
And she's good friends with Melly Horton, and they did a photo session when they were in Nevada for the Legion show. She posts a lot of stuff. She's on certain sites such as her biceps. So great physique, great look to her. This is a picture before and after. She used to be blonde. This is right here short up. Her hair she changed her hair color. This is different. You really just changed over the years. This is 2012. This is 2013. No filter. You can see the difference. Because that's like she's about 50. You wouldn't think of it, but she's about 50. Yeah, I mean, like I said, beautiful woman. I enjoyed that interview together, and like I said, she has a great body. But I wish her best of luck at this show. I think she could possibly crack the top five or top three. All depending on, like I said, again, it's all depending on how all the other ladies come in conditioning. It could, like I said, it's a hit or miss sometimes. Excuse me, with sometimes with some of these ladies, you can put on the work, you can put on the size, put on the muscle, do everything, but then sometimes it's just, you never know. Especially you got to travel from to another country, because they got to come away. A lot of these ladies, like with
Excuse me.
it's all right. Like a lot of these ladies got to come all the way from like with time she got to come all from Canada. Uh, Many ladies coming from the U.S. Good amount of ladies who are on the list live in Europe, but it's still a travel from Romania, wherever they're coming from.
Mhm.
Okay,
And when
so
this competition gonna be on? Like what September? You said
I believe it's gonna be August.
August. Okay.
August, I believe it's gonna be August because I remember the list. I couldn't go back and pull it up.
Brazilian women, they're actually stepping up, kind of. The
Hmm.
Brazilians.
Yeah, because it's like yeah. Well, next lady we have is Utah Spratzbart. I think she might be German or something. Yeah, she's German, and I don't know much about her. Like I said,
Man,
let's.
how far you gotta go with this, or how many you covered already?
This is the last one, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, be quiet. Hey, one more thing. I'm putting you in the corner.
Have you
So
guys met in real life? Like
Nah, we
you two
haven't.
guys?
We
no,
have.
no, I saw her. Like I said, I saw her compete at Savannah. I wish I got a chance to meet her,
No,
but
I'm talking about him, like Clady Wanderer. Like
oh no,
No,
no, we,
we
we
never.
we never meet
We,
in person. He lives all the way up in New York. I'm here in North Carolina. We're good ways apart from each other. If we do get in a fight, then I have to hurt him.
and we are like countries apart from each other.
Yeah. It's like see, like this. Sometimes it's just about if you know about America, we're countries we're countries so many different states. I'm like some of these ladies
Real
like
country.
I many ladies I've become friendly with. Some of them I've never met. I met a
Mhm.
couple ladies. Like I got to meet with Shauna Boswell when she came down here
You got to
To
meet the queen as well.
hmm?
You got to meet the queen as well. Not
No,
where she.
I didn't get me. I got to see her, Savannah,
Yeah,
but I didn't get to meet
seeing
her.
her is a blessing.
Yeah, but
Seeing
I
her
did
is
meet Anita Popa.
ah okay.
Oh,
You seen
okay.
her before, Roy? You seen her before?
Oh, okay.
I can't. I have never seen a female bodybuilder in real life. Actually, bodybuilder I've never seen them.
Well, my
No.
first time I saw was
Yeah,
about
it's
a
not
year.
prevalent here much.
Well, I know, because your country's not very prevalent when it comes to bodybuilding. My first one I got to see was went to an event. It was the release party for the Amazon Fitness magazine, and I got to meet a lady who I confronted with, lovely Miss Mary Ann Wachowski, Amanda Schnooks, a few other ladies that compete in bodybuilding, a couple ladies who also compete in CrossFit. I met at the event, and then I with Glenn had his seminar. Rashana Boswell came down. She was there. A couple ladies who were still amateurs. One lady who just turned pro last year. One lady who's still an amateur, and another lady who was a pro I met at the same event with Glenn, Carol Roos. And then I got to go to Savannah, and like I said, I got to meet Donna Salib. I saw Linda Murray. She smiled at me. I wish I got to talk to her, but she was
Oh my
busy.
god,
Yeah,
how
I
is
got
she
to,
in real life? Like, is she
she was like
beautiful?
way up the front, and I was right there. I was taking pictures, and she turned around, she smiled, took a picture of her, and smiling, and
Why you ain't go up to her? Why you say,
she was
hey
way
man?
in the front, in the front.
Could have waited like after
She
and
was
just been like,
busy. I'm not gonna chase after women. The women's busy, got things to do. Shut up. Did I tell you to shut up? Be quiet. Mind your business. I'm telling the man the story. You don't need to put in. Next time I'm gonna mute you. I mean it. Okay, and I got to meet Annie Revicchio, a lady who I used to be a big fan of back in the day. Great bite. She's number five is one of my best set of abs in women's bodybuilding. Annie Revicchio. Donna Sleep, the person whose name I do speak of. Alex Flex Hall. It was just a great opportunity for me. I mean, and just get to meet some of these ladies and people in the sport of bodybuilding. I mean, watch them on TV or on the internet, and just look at the magazines and get to meet some of these ladies. It was just, I hope, Sheena Olick, me and Sheena talked. I did an interview with Sheena. I mean, and up close, she is beautiful. She is truthfully. She's a Jersey girl. I
Yeah,
mean, she
she
was a
looks
little.
very feminine.
Yeah, I gave her a Snicker bar because she said she was a little bit underwear. So here's Snickers, and she'll help you out a little bit. It was just cool talking to her for just that little bit of time. And she was like, it
I
was
think
after.
Sheena is bisexual. I guess she was telling in a podcast. She had a girlfriend and things like that.
Mhm,
who?
yeah, but she's
Hmm.
bisexual. I thought she was like
She's
full, all
bisexual.
the way mixed, but she's bisexual. Well, I mean, well, I don't know.
Margie is also bisexual. She
Well, yeah, because
yeah, in her IG she wrote.
she was married before. Then her husband got divorced, and she was dating this white dude. And then she
Oh.
had the girlfriend
Hmm.
because and then I
Uh,
think she just said that on her OnlyFans she's about to do her first boy girl
mm.
scene. She's about to have. I don't follow OnlyFans like that, but I might be tempted to check it out. I mean,
I did OnlyFans. I followed this chick, but she doesn't compete. Her name is Monstrous. Like her name's what's her name? Monstrous. Something.
Most of the women do actually OnlyFans.
yeah, because
I forgot
not,
her name.
well, because it's a way for them to make a little money, and some of
Yeah.
them they don't do like Margie, some of the others. They do like most of
Hmm.
this bikini stuff. They do
You
some feet
see, like
stuff.
the physique champion, she also does OnlyFans.
Muscle Mama.
Oh,
That's Muscle Mama.
yeah,
That's
Muscle Mama.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Then Natalia got OnlyFans. Yeah, I know she got OnlyFans.
Natalia has OnlyFans.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
sent me, she DM'd me the link. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she didn't like. After that, like I was pretty sure. Like before that, like when she received her parcel and things like that, like I sent her a parcel. I think I told you guys about that. I sent
No.
her a parcel. So
Mm.
after she was done with the parcel, she didn't know me anymore. So
Oh yeah,
Mm.
hey
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Before that, she was like sending me her address, her managers, and things like that. She even like sent
uh,
her picture with my stuff with it, but all of a sudden she was like gone after she
well,
received it.
I hear from people who I'm confronting with and who I've known. I hear lots of Natalia. She is a character, as some might say, but we're not going to talk about that her because she's not the main competition. We're talking about next. Last thing we have here is Utah, And I don't know much about her. From her social media, look like she's um I think she might be German. I think she says she's a Dennis James Classic German champion. She went back in 2022. She looks like she has a good amount of muscle.
Excuse me.
How that's all right. Bless you. How she plays in, I don't know. Like I say, these German women. A lot of these women from Germany, the any Eastern countries like that, or the the Slavic countries, they
She
really bring.
has huge shoulders. My God,
Yeah, they bring in that good muscle, a lot of good muscle detail.
huge delts.
Yeah, I mean, good muscle density. Yeah, I think she's also much older too. You know, yeah,
Um, I don't
how
think
she?
she's old. I think like the effects on her make her look old.
Yeah, I think she's a picture right here, when she.
Yeah,
It looks like she's much longer, taller. This might be
Mm,
her. It might be one of her clients. I think it's one of her clients.
yeah,
Yeah,
mm,
got link Zelowski on yeah, but
yeah. She
yeah,
got.
it does.
yeah, but growing her butt.
hmm But she, it does. Like I said, it does kind of age you a bit. Sometimes, but
Have
with
you
it.
seen I
You want
think
that, George?
that's a Russian word.
Which one?
The when she's on pulling the leg or something like that.
Who are you talking about?
Take it back when she the one with the glasses.
Let me see. We
She
go back where we see. Right here. Oh, it's just.
yeah
I think. Oh, she's talking about doing the thrusts.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
what it's called.
Yeah, I
No,
think a
not
lot of
this.
women, a lot of
She
ladies
was
do it,
on the.
especially.
She was laying. Yeah, this one.
Oh, that one here. It's just like a. I think she's working
When
her
I just
hamstrings.
yeah
Yeah, this one right here.
yeah
Yeah, you just want to look at the butt. That's all you want to
yeah. That's one.
look at. Where she got
this
my
one is like
son?
hamstrings.
Yeah,
This one is I hate this one. Well, it
I,
just burns your hams.
I,
It's too much.
I
Mm,
tried that machine a couple of times at Planet Fitness, and I don't like lean line for it
Mhm.
like that. And I get up, I feel like I'm just, all my blood is rushing to my head. You know, I
yeah,
tried
I'm
it a
like
couple
Yeah,
of
that.
but
times.
I hate this.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like the press that they be doing. Like
Uh-huh.
yeah, that. Oh my god, that joint is. Oh, it's painful.
Yeah,
well,
but the pain is the fun, you know. The
Yeah.
that fun
yeah.
is like I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Well, she competed at the Remaining Muscle Fest last year. I don't think she's gonna do too well. I think, you know,
What
she.
place she was in?
I don't know. They don't say. I
No.
don't know. So it looks like conditions are right, but she still lacks some size. And I think she is a little bit older because you can really see how the skin is look. Sometimes
Yeah.
yeah, age can affect how your skin looks can affect your how your conditioning is. Especially with age.
Um, but
Yeah.
she's pretty good overall. The
Mm-hmm.
waist is a bit thicker.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she can work on, like I said, even though size is not as important in physique, she does
Mm-hmm.
might need a little bit more size, especially you got someone like
Yeah.
Ivy and a couple of other ladies that compete in this show. You know, mm, she that's why she's doing the masters because there's a lot of competitors. I know some ladies. I know a lady. She's a bikini competitor. Says she. I tell her she has a great physique. Her name's Dr. Christina. I tell you, you got a great physique. You should go ahead and do some open shows. And she
Yeah,
wants
the
to get
structure
masters.
is pretty good.
hmm Yeah, but I think she also does some powerlifting too, because a lot of ladies do powerlifting because they put on a lot
Mm-hmm.
more size when put on doing powerlifting. So, gentlemen, that is
It
the
grows the waist actually, like if you like do a lot of powerlifting and stuff.
yeah. So, gentlemen, that is the list for women's physique. Um, there's some ladies who I think are probably gonna, do pretty well. Some ladies, it's all depending on how they come in and conditioning wise. I think possible top three is gonna be, I think, Evie, Caroline, and I think I'm gonna say Tanya. There's gonna be possible
Mm-hmm.
top three.
Mhm.
Especially if they come in good condition. And it's all about how you're gonna come in, especially you gotta come from the other side of the world, all the way to Romania. I remember when Tisha, when she did Romania a few years ago before she retired, she got sick because the jet lag. Because sometimes those trips can be like from anything to because you might have two or three different stops, before you get to this exact destination, and they're not going to because they have the Romania Muscle Fest. I think they have it in Prague, I believe, but they're having the master show someplace else, and the show is being promoted by Alina Popa. And and Alina, she's she was coaching a friend of mine, but now she's more focused on being a promoter because she has at least the two shows now. She might say has the three shows now. She has an amateur show, the Valhalla show, and she does the Romanian Muscle Fest, and now she has the Masters show.
Yo, they ever
Elena Popa had the like probably my favorite physique. Elena
Yeah, I
Popa.
think back in to me like this, back in 2013, 2014, they could have gave the title to Alina, and they would have kept
Mhm.
up.
But
Um,
but but Iris Kyle was just too good to be
mhm.
beaten. That is also one thing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But they
Mhm.
didn't like Iris that much because she was really bringing a level
Like
of
yeah, too much.
yeah.
yeah, I wanna
And
ask go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Now I wanna ask a silly question. Like they ever
There's no
thought
silly
about doing
questions.
do you ever do they did they ever thought about doing like a bodybuilder hall of fame?
They do have one.
They do?
Yeah. Linda
Okay.
Murray's in it. Corey Everson. They have Francis. They don't talk about it as much like you used to.
Linda Mary also got an award like for her
Mm-hmm.
achievement and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. They have a bodybuilding hall of fame. They don't talk about it as much. You might hear it
Mm,
every now and then, especially in the bodybuilding world, but they don't talk about it as much.
mm.
Mhm. So, gentlemen, um, you know, um, if you have anything else you want to add or say while we're here before we head out.
No, I do. No,
Mhm.
I don't really got too much to say.
By the way, what about Christina? Finish it off with Christina.
Well, what about Christina?
My God, she's looking. Her back is just picture perfect.
Christina Mendoza?
She's yeah. It's gonna be a tough fight. Yeah.
Well, if she can bring in her conditioning, because the last couple of shows, her conditioning's always
Mhm.
been. She's a good poser, but her conditioning,
Yeah,
is.
she runs a posing clinic, I guess.
Mhm. She has, I think, next to Margie, she probably has the biggest quads, but she just got
Yeah,
to bring in condition when it comes to the
my
quads.
God, legs huge. Like I think the shoulders, the biceps, everything has went up, and especially the forearms. Like she has the forearms like kind of like Ramondino kind of like forearms. It, Her forearms are really striking. Like that is gonna be an advantage over Andrea. So,
Hmm.
probably. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. If she's gonna ever, if she makes the Olympia, with so few shows for women's bodybuilding, especially here in the
Hmm.
U.S., because you have,
She's very confident.
yeah, if she can, if she can make it, she can probably crack top three, but she's not gonna be Andrea.
Yeah, that's true. I think
That's true.
Angela is also very hard to beat. Angela's
Angela,
structure.
yeah, with Angela, she's still a bit a little undersized, just a bit. She has good
Yeah,
conditioning. She has an eight
her
pack.
yeah, exactly. The abs are something else. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I put in my top 10, not top five, but probably top 10. But yeah, but
Mhm.
you
Sherry
know,
is better, I guess.
Sherry, I like Sherry, but she needs this because as you
Yeah.
know, she is a bit older. She's just got because
Her
because
midsection is the problem.
well, she had three kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and
She has this stitch on those like abs and things.
yeah, because pregnancy does affect your abdominals, how they look. And
Mm.
some say that she shouldn't have won the Vancouver Island show over Julie
No,
Wetzel.
absolutely no. No, 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 no. The biceps, the back, everything was better than Julia. And Julia
But
doesn't have like that separation on the biceps and like the triceps and everything, the brachialis on the side and things like that.
see, this is why we need somebody like that because my man Sean, he really knows his shit. he knows his shit too, and you know your shit. So, like I said, hey, Roy, whatever. Hey, I'll tell you next time, brother. Don't be sitting waiting up all night for me. But if you ever feel like you want to come back on here and really give us an education for us people who don't know all most of the details and all that other terminologies, we can really use somebody like you because I like I said, you really educated me, and and I'm still learning. And I've been a fan of bodybuilding for years. I'm still learning.
Yeah. The thing is, like, when you do it, like, on you, like, I'm not like a bodybuilder or something like that, but like I've been training for years now, so a bit you have to know, like, in order to, like, because I'm training for so long, so you have to know certain things. So it just comes with it, and at the end of the day, the people who loves to work out, the people who love, like, that look, and everybody, we want to have muscles, right? We Everybody wants to have muscles at the end of the day. And like, what, like, why I follow the females more is because of the aesthetics and everything. But that is the thing. I love the men's divisions as well, but the females, like, their aesthetics and everything, it's just better in every way. The posing, the presentation, the sacrifice is more. Yeah. So.
Hmm. Yeah, especially for women who have children,
Hmm.
who, as you know, especially as you know, this sport's not supposed to be a sport for women because
Hmm.
when it started out, when it's about to start out, the girls were like wore bikini competitors more or less. But like anything, it started growing evolved. Then there was like figure competitors, and then they kick off the high heels, like the Richard Lesh, the Carla Dunlaps, the
Well, let me tell you something about this. Like, like, it's not only about the steroids, Like, if I take, like, right now, if I take steroids, okay, so I'm not gonna evolve into a field heat, you know. I will not look like Andrea Shaw. So at the end of the day, the steroids will help you 10 to 20% more, but naturally also women can have muscles. Maybe that conditioning is something that they might not achieve. I still believe, like, Sydney, if you see her voice, actually she doesn't abuse steroids. If you see Lola Montez's voice, like, the voice also, like, says you things. So I believe Sydney, when it comes to the conditioning, she uses probably not the PEDs. I'm not remembering that gear's name, actually. So when it comes to getting lean, that is when she gets on cycle. But all year around, she is kind of natural. I believe Sydney is natural.
well,
Um.
I don't think like anything. If you do take any kind of performance enhancer, you're not really natural. And there's also competitors who do compete naturally, but they
Mhm.
don't develop
The
as well.
conditioning is not possible naturally.
Yeah, because you have to really you use steroids is for recovery, help you bring in that muscle. Because if you look at the guys, you'll get that big. You even guys like Chris Bumstead, he
Hmm.
used some stuff because you remember his sister got busted because they're from Canada
Marisa.
originally, and
Yeah.
yeah, she got busted because she probably took the rap for him more or less
Hmm.
because he's the
Hmm.
big star of the family, you know, and you have to bring like I know one lady I think some which who follows her said like she was here in the states
Hmm.
and she's originally she's from I think she's from Czech Republic or something like that. She started living in the
Hmm.
states. She did pretty good. She made the Olympia, but then she was like bottoming out the last few shows because she was living here. That gear over there is way more important to here in the states. Stuff we got here is a little watered down, and they're not abusing it. They're using what they want to use to get to the next level. It's not abuse. Now, if you it's one thing if you somebody like some gym bro using that shit like they do,
Hmm.
but if you're like a competitor, you need stuff to give you that edge. You're not
Yeah,
abusing it.
exactly.
You're using something for you to get to the next level. There's a big difference, you know. But they don't make
Hmm.
a habit of it. They try to they don't use it every other day. They only use it when it's time for competition.
Hmm.
I know some ladies say they stop after a while, and then when it's time for competing, they get on this cycle and they use a little bit dose here, a little dose there. Like I said, the stuff that my man Sean told me, stay away from Halo. That shit is serious, so serious. But what they use is just a part of the process. Like I said again, you don't get that level of
Yeah,
muscle
it's not a
definition.
healthy sport. That's the
Well,
case.
no, almost any sport's not healthy, especially how But yeah, but it's a sport to
It's a
me.
sport.
It's
You
a
have to be
sport.
like, the people who are crazy. They only get into it, and We love that craziness.
Yeah, but yeah, it's tough. But like I said, if it was more mainstream, where you know, and
Mhm.
you know, like anything else, maybe.
Mhm.
But it's just all it is. But a man KL just popped out, and thank KL for coming through.
Mhm.
Appreciate you, as usual.
Yeah.
This is like I said, it was like a good amount of ladies competing for this show. Gotta be at least
Mhm.
about, I think, 15, 16, because they said it was an invitational show, so they want a limited number of competitors. Can't like at the Olympia, how they said the reason why they cut out the points for the thing because they had so many competitors. But the problem was that when you have shows, we have one or two divisions, and most of them are divisions like
Mhm.
bikini, wellness, and men's open,
Mhm.
and and um men's classic. You're gonna have a lot more
Yeah.
competitors because those other two, like bikini and men's physique and men's
Mhm.
classic and wellness, those are easy turnarounds compared to open bodybuilding, men's open
Yeah.
bodybuilding, women's open bodybuilding physique,
The
and also
sacrifice is way more.
yeah, and we even figure it's getting cut down. I think they even have few competitors now they had back in the day
Mhm.
because the
The
long.
open should have at least 1,000, like, oh, sorry, 100,000 at least, because there's no disparity between the physique and women's open. So
hmm
the
You have
difference should be more.
you have 212 also. I think you have so many divisions. And,
Yeah,
it's just
that
that's
is
what it
that
is.
is like unnecessary.
Well, like I say, it's for the guys who are not. They feel like they're not big enough for men's open. It's kind of like you might as well say call it a lightweight division. You might as well say that. Yeah, back
Hmm.
in the day, do you remember they had women's bodybuilding. They had the lightweight heavyweight division, but then eventually they dropped it because
Hmm.
what's the point? But physique, I see like it's more like it's not like the lightweight division for women's bodybuilding. You might as well say it.
But
And
still, like, now, like, the conditioning that they're bringing, it's something else.
mhm.
Women are women. We didn't never knew like this generation would come. Like Iris, I think I more than Iris Sky also, like Natalia, Sarah Viegas, they get more shredded than Iris Sky, prime Iris Sky.
Yeah,
Feel like.
really things changed after Kim Zvezki in '99. Kim Zvezki was her last Miss Olympia. She was way huger than she was her first two Olympias.
Could Kim
And
Zizekski have beaten Andrea Shaw?
I don't think so.
I also don't think so.
No,
Nobody can nobody can beat Andrea Shaw's 2021 look. That's
no. Well, I don't
that's
think.
unbeatable.
Yeah, I
Nobody
think.
can beat that.
Remember, I was supposed to compete in 2020, but she got sick, and then she couldn't do the show. I think they
Even
want
if
what
she did, she would not win.
I don't know. I don't know if 2014 Irish versus 2021 Andrea. That would be a close one. I might have to say,
Yeah, close one, but I think Andrea still would win.
yeah,
Andrea
Andrea.
is
Yeah.
much bigger on the arms, like
Mhm.
that's something else.
She has
Way
those.
way bigger than
Yeah, she has those muscle abilities and everything that they talk
muscle
about.
bellies, and she definitely has like a lot of size,
Mhm.
and on the right places, on the right
Mm.
places.
On the right places, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, Roy, you know what? It's already. I think it's about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning for you. You better go to sleep, son.
It's yeah, yeah. 3:30.
Yeah, you better get some sleep. But I do appreciate you for coming through. And like I say, if you ever want to come on and just, give your thoughts and everything else, and really you educated me because of a lot of stuff. 'Cause some
I
stuff
was
I'm
really nervous before coming.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate everybody come through. My man, KLA, the Wanderer, Balls Deep. He was here for was Balls Deep here? No, Balls Deep was here. I'm surprised Balls Deep was. He was in. Oh yeah, Balls Deep was here.
Yeah.
Also, we had
He has
Vinny
an
come through.
interesting name.
Yeah,
Balls.
Balls Deep. I picked up the Balls Deep. I tell you, he was on the last stream. I had this interview I done this morning with a lady from the UK, and he just I tell you, you care for Balls Deep. He's wilding out. He's wilding out.
Mhm.
But like I said, Roy, I do appreciate it. That's your name, Roy. How you pronounce your name? Or
My real name is like in Bengali Dhrubad Jyoti Rai, so it's really hard for people to pronounce. So I keep it simple, Roy, so that
thank
you
you.
guys can pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I used to work with some people that was of your people ilk. I used to work. I used to my gas station was brought by people that was
Hmm.
Punjabi, I believe they were. And I remember
Yeah,
his I knew his wife. His guy's name. His name was Jay, but his whole name I couldn't say. But
Jay.
his wife was named Sagita, And one time I just
Sangeeta,
said,
okay.
I said,
Okay.
I said it in some geek that said, George, you said my name. I said, yeah. I said, most people don't know how to say my name. I said, I'm just good at sometimes pronunciate some things, but some names,
Some
I,
people say Sangeeta, like like a bit different accent.
yeah, yeah. She
Yeah.
lived she lived in France for a good while before she married Jay, and they had a little
Mm-hmm.
girl, and I hadn't seen them almost maybe 10 years. I
I
remember when
see.
after she had a baby. 'Cause I remember one time we got robbed, and
Mm-hmm.
I was we was outside, and some guys was robbing the store. I had to protect her because she was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and Jay was in there. He had to get stuck up. I said, hey, and she was crying. I said, go ahead, Jay, hold on, that's your wife, but. But like I
I
said,
see.
she was a beautiful young lady. I hope that she's doing well. Her and Jay, I haven't seen them like I said in 10 years. Maybe they have family
Mm-hmm.
own a motel here, but I think somebody bought that motel now. But and maybe
Mm-hmm.
someday I'll run into them someplace somewhere. But Roy, I do
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you. I do appreciate everybody coming through here. It's already past my lunchtime, so I'm going to go ahead and go eat.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for putting up with me.
no, no, it was a pleasure because I'm put up with KL. That's 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 the problem. But you are a welcome guest. Anytime you want to come in, I'll leave a link and you can come in and jump on and just talk.
Thank you so much.
Okay, go to bed, son. Go to bed, get your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, folks. Like I said, I can thank my man Roy for coming through. I can thank my man KL Angel. I can thank Vinny for coming through. Thank you, Vinny. Also, Bulls Deep for coming through. Good luck to those ladies in the upcoming Masters Olympia. Like, comment, subscribe, support these women's sport of bodybuilding. Like I said, it's a tough sport, and these ladies they really put themselves out there. And be it women's bodybuilding, be it physique, be it wellness, be it figure, be it even bikini or physique. It's a tough sport, and we need like one thing especially with so few shows for women's bodybuilding going on this year. We need more people to step up. I know it's about making money for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish I can go to more shows and do that, but I can't afford it with what I live on. I was hoping to maybe do this year again, like went to Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was talking to one lady, she wanted to come see her in Atlanta, but I had to get my car fixed and this and that, and it's just always about with money. But if maybe someday I would get lucky and maybe I don't know, have a relative. No, I better not say that. No, leave that out. Maybe I hit the
Maybe you
lottery.
can see the Olympias there.
Yeah, I would love to go to Olympia. That'd be great. I would probably meet a lot of women to have talked to, interviews with, and and maybe meet the queen herself, Andrea Shaw. Oh my God,
Uh,
she
you
makes
know
me.
a lot of people. They can also like kind of help you in that way.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe some people reach out to me and maybe donate something because I do have a Cash App, I do have a PayPal, I do have a Venmo. So and I'm not.
The way you're promoting, you deserve to get there.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
free of cost.
Female Bobby Channel, they reached out to me. I did a live stream. I did like a thing with them last month, and that other people. Maybe Jake Wood was sitting here. Yo, Jake, I know you got the money, Jake. Yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. That's what this is there for training day. You remember that part when
Yeah.
when Jake shot him in the butt? You shot him in the ass, Jake.
Mhm.
you know. But I appreciate you, man, for coming through, and I always special luck
Mhm.
to you. Maybe like I said again, you can start slow. You can find like your
Mhm.
brother is one person. He say he could piece of bodybuilding. He knows people, and then you can reach out. It's just a process. It takes time, but you get there. You
Yeah.
keep working at it. Hey, it took me a while
Mhm.
to get to this level.
Yeah. I need to gather that confidence and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes some time. Anything worth having is worth working for.
Exactly. Like
All right.
I'm saying you, if you would have like covered like men's bodybuilding and things instead of women, like you would have probably like one 500K subscribers and things like that.
Yeah, but
Because
I don't
yeah,
follow the
but
guys
still
like that.
the passion that you have, like you don't care about like subscribers and things like that.
No, I
And
don't.
that's really great. And
Yeah,
you're consistent. You're consistent.
yeah.
That's
But one
hard.
thing I could get monetized, but the problem is here in the states, if I make any kind of money outside of what I make of what I get from my
Mhm.
disability, it can affect my so I can't afford to be monetized. I wouldn't mind making some money if it don't have to affect my disability, but it will. So
Mhm.
but yeah, but I do this because I'm a fan of women field bodybuilders. I love these ladies. I respect them. I
Mhm.
am, and that's why I do it. If I was more into the guys, I would. But I did an interview with a guy who is a men's physique competitor. I had a guy who's a friend of mine.
Mhm.
His name is Big Keith. He's been on here. He's a man bodybuilder. I'm reaching out. Even I might reach out to a couple of guys like Sherry Piami's boyfriend Chris. He's competes, and I say, hey, Chris, you want to come back on here and talk? I mean, he's happy to. But like I said, my channel is about the ladies, and I want to give them attention because they deserve it more. Because
Yeah,
you look at
I
all the
can relate. I can relate to the women a bit more
yeah.
than to the guys because of the aesthetics and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, bro, I do appreciate you. I wish you best of luck. Go to bed, get some sleep, and whenever you want to come back on, let me know. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway, folks, again, I'd like to thank Roy for coming through. I'd like to thank MKL for coming through. I'd like to thank Balls Deep and Vinny for coming through. Support the women's sport of bodybuilding. If you like the video, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm already over 1,000 subscribers. Maybe I hit 2,000 by next year. It's a process. It's a slow but growing process. But you know what? I don't do this just for I do it for myself for fun of it. And if I get out of it, and like I said again, it's not about just pay attention to the women who are the top episode. I would love to get Andrea Shaw on here, and I tell you guys, but I love talking to women like the ladies I talked over this weekend and today, and just give them the opportunity to share their stories. This is what my channel is about: to give people the opportunity to get their voice out there, and also be a platform for the women who don't get enough attention, and that is women's bodybuilding. So anyway, folks, appreciate you coming through. Thank you for listening, subscribing, comment, subscribe, don't subscribe. Anyway, this is man always George Page, aka the Emperor from Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I am out. Have a great rest of your week.
Take care. Bye.